What is up, gamers? How's everyone doing today? Chat today. We've got a very special stream, right? Pretty simple stream, but one me and Sela have done on occasion. A bit of a tradition around here. But today is special because it's spooky day. It's Halloween, Hallows Eve.
Ooh.
All the ghosts come out. So we summoned Sela. And we're both cosplaying today. Wrong scene. We're both cosplaying.
Oh, the ears are still there.
You can see one
Those
of our cosplays had a little more, I don't want to say effort, but most certainly, most. So, if you can't tell, I'm dressed up as Freddy Fazbear, and
Wait, dude, you're
apparently,
Freddy Fazbear? Dude, I'm Freddy Fazbear.
no way, really? Freddy
Yeah.
Fazbear, I think.
Yeah,
Oh my
I'm
god.
Freddy Fazbear.
You walk into the function, "Hey guys, I'm cosplaying Freddy." That's Bonnie," and then you shoot the guy immediately.
My guitar, like, transforms into a gun.
Yeah, it's just fucking it's like FNAF sci-fi, so it just fucking shoots out lightning. But
I take off the ears and I dual wield them like they're handguns.
they have blades in them. But yes, today, chat, creepypasta reading stream for spooky Halloween. And we've decided to go with some more classics. We read Jeff the Killer, but you know, there's one we haven't read that it's a very short read. But you know, Dead Bart. It felt
I'm so excited.
it felt important that we read Dead Bart, considering how he's just fucking gone. Give oh oh you've got those Freddy ears on now. Let's go,
Yeah, my Freddy ear handguns.
Freddy. Your detachable handguns. But we've decided to read quite a few of the I guess more. What would be the way to phrase it? The more popular but short ones. You know, we've got some. I don't want to say bangers, but we've got stuff to read, certainly. But Shella, are you ready for Dead Bart?
Dude, I think this website's gonna give me a virus. I'm but it's worth it for Dead Bart.
Because I also like how on the right it says subscribe to the Creepypasta channel. Like, who fucking subscribes to creepypasta.com?
Yeah, it sent me, like, a notifications thing, and it's like, "No, I think I'll pass, actually."
All right. So, I guess we'll be doing, since there's not a lot of dialogue in this one, we can just switch off each paragraph. You think that's
Okay.
you
Yeah,
wanna
I think that
start
works.
with
Yeah, okay.
I'm sorry, the picture of Bart with X's over his eyes is
It's really good.
okay.
This is making me think, you know that one Simpsons character who isn't real, but everyone's like, "Oh my gosh,
I've
that
heard of it.
Simpsons character."
I've
I
heard
can't remember his name. It was something really stupid.
Guagmo.
Giebus. That's not his name.
The Giebler.
Yeah, the Giebler.
Dude, that's my fucking creepy pasta. Watch out before the Giebler gets you. Naughty boys and
Oh,
girls on
no.
Halloween get gotten by the Giebler.
I'm trying to think of what haunted game cartridge you would need to get the Giebler to show up.
Happy Halloween. How was your day? Pretty good. I think the Giebler. I don't think it. I think he's. It's like, when you it says take one and you take two. The Giebler
Oh,
gets
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Giebler Gorp shit. We have this bit going now where if somebody likes the same thing you do, you say, "Oh man, he likes the same Gluppy Glorp shit as I do." Oh,
Oh my
we both
gosh.
like Gluppy Glorp shit. I love Gluppy Glorp shit. Okay, we gotta lock in. You ready to
Okay,
start
sorry.
Dead Bart?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm so scared. I'm shaking in my boots.
Ooh, ooh, wee. No. All right. Do you want me to start?
I've got this. I've got this. You know how Fox has a weird way of counting Simpsons episodes? They refuse to count a couple of them, making the amount of episodes inconsistent. The reason for this is a lost episode from season 1. Is that the whole paragraph? I can't tell.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Advertisements. Finding detail about the missing episode is difficult. No one who was working on the show at the time likes to talk about it. From what has been pieced together, the lost episode was written entirely by Matt Groening.
The
Hard.
stupid name.
Yeah, fuck your name. I hate I
Yeah,
hate that.
fuck you.
Fuck
Matt
you, and
Groening,
you should feel bad.
sleep with one eye open.
I'm
The
coming for
Giebler's
you.
on his way.
The, the Keebler goes after people with stupid names. Your name is like Richard Cox, and he's like, I'm gonna fucking get that guy.
Yeah, you're cooked. There's no coming back from that.
During the production of the first season, Matt started to act strangely. He was very quiet, seemed nervous, and morbid. Mentioning this to anyone present who was present results in them getting very angry and forbidding you from mentioning it to Matt. The episode was production number 7G44. The title was Dead Bart.
Name drop. Wow.
Holy shit,
Cinema.
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 Oh my god.
In addition to getting angry, asking anyone who is on the show about this will cause them to do everything they can to stop you from directly communicating with Matt Groening. At a fan event, I managed to follow him after he spoke to the crowd, and eventually had a chance to talk to him alone as he was leaving the building. He didn't seem upset that I followed him, probably expected a typical encounter with an obsessive fan. When I mentioned the lost episode, though, all color drained from his face and he started trembling. When I asked him if he could tell me any details, he sounded like he was on the verge of tears. He grabbed a piece of paper, wrote something on it, and handed it to me. He begged me to never mention the episode again.
The piece of paper had a website address on it. I'd rather not say what it is for reasons you'll see in a second. I entered the address into my browser, and I came to a site that was completely black, except for a line of yellow text, a download link. I clicked on it, and the file started downloading. Once
This
the
guy's
file,
stupid. Didn't even set up
mysterious,
his virtual machine.
mysterious link. Ooh, do I love Trojans?
Not even not even just a link, like, a download link specifically, like, he knew that was gonna put something on his computer, and he was like, "You know what? Yeah."
He's like, well, I was going through like really old websites with my friend one time, and it kept downloading like random files because that's what old websites did. And half of them would be like music or sound effects. But I'm like 90% sure one of those websites downloaded porn onto my
Oh
computer.
my
And
oh my
I don't
gosh.
know where it downloaded it to. Because I couldn't, it downloaded something and I couldn't find where it downloaded it to.
Oh my gosh.
So to the little guy from the 1990s who's tapped into my PC right now, can you just you get rid of that for me? You can stay on my PC, just don't download porn. Dude, don't download porn on my PC. Dude, my mom checks my search history. Oh my god. Okay, okay, okay. It's for some fucking god awful reason, it's playing Luigi's Mansion theme, but piano.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
okay. I clicked on it and the file started downloading. Once the file was downloaded, okay, fucking, I downloaded the file, and once I was downloading the file, and after I downloaded the file, I opened the file. My computer
The
went
file that
crazy.
was downloaded? That one?
The
Yeah.
file that was
Yeah.
file, was the worst virus I've ever seen. System restore didn't work. The entire computer had to be rebooted. Before doing this, though, I copied the file onto a CD. I tried to open it on my now empty computer, and as I suspected, there was an episode of The Simpsons on. If your
I don't think
computer,
this person knows how computers work.
yeah, how do you download it to a CD? I'm imagining this guy's writing this, and he thinks his setup looks like the fucking hacker man, like 6 monitors, like he's got like 3 server racks connected to absolutely nothing, and it's just green numbers flying across the screen.
Just the concept of, like, downloading something to a CD, like, not a flash drive, like,
Well, I think
why?
I think maybe Dead Bart possessed the the CD. Maybe it wasn't downloading, it was Bart's spirit.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because obviously that's what Bart does.
Yeah. That's what is that, like, living Bart skateboards and
Did Dead
I
Bart
I don't
disc boards? He
yeah.
boards a disc? What?
Well, I don't know, I was trying to think of what else living Bart does, and I've watched, like, 1 episode of The Simpsons.
I I could
I
not
don't
tell
even
you
think
anything about The Simpsons.
I only watched 1 episode, and I didn't realize The Simpsons was a comedy 'cause, what's his name? Ned Flanders or whatever?
The really happy
The
guy?
I don't he seems sad to me, but that's probably because the only episode I watched is the one where
Dude,
his, like,
suicidal
wife
Ned theory is
dies.
about to go crazy.
The only episode I've seen is the one where, like, his wife gets shot with a t-shirt gun and dies.
Oh my dude, I like consuming shows exclusively through TikTok clips. So like my exposure to fucking Simpsons is Dead Bart, Doe, and Homer killing his son. So
Oh my gosh.
I know Mo. I know Mo's in there somewhere.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
All right.
Okay, sorry. The episode started off like any other episode, but had very poor quality animation. If you've seen the original animation for Some Enchanted Evening, it was similar but less stable.
Sick reference.
The fir- I can't imagine, like, writing about The Simpsons and being like, if you've heard of this other less popular show.
If you've ever watched The Amazing World of Gumball, it's like season 3, episode 12.
Sorry, my website like reloaded. Hello, where am I at?
I love reading creepypastas off of the worst websites known to man.
I'm like, I had an ad blocker and then it was like, it doesn't work anymore. We got rid of it.
Have you ever
The
like
first act,
okay, go ahead.
hmm?
Sorry. Hayden.
Oh, sorry. The first act was fairly normal, but the way the characters acted was a little off. Homer seemed angrier, Marge seemed depressed, Lisa seemed anxious, Bart seemed to have genuine anger and hatred for his parents.
Homie. Nothing feels the same, homie. Homie, it's like I'm just going through the motions, homie.
I like how each of them has a different issue.
Homer has
Like,
anger
he looked,
issues,
like
Marge is clinically depressed, and Lisa has social anxiety.
yeah, yeah. Bart,
Bart is a mix of it all. That's why he died.
yeah,
He
yeah.
tried to take in all their pain and anger. He tried to
They
become a
didn't
vessel.
mention they didn't mention the baby. I'm gonna say the baby's bipolar,
I'm gonna
since we're
say
just going down the list.
the baby is the avatar and can and will do
Has
what
all of them.
well, Bart tried to take in all their pain and anger and died, and then the baby is the one who can actually do it. He succeeds his brother.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
The baby goes bald.
The baby becomes Saitama. The
Yeah.
episode was about
Wait,
this.
I was thinking the Avatar.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, fair enough. I always forget where I'm going with jokes. The end episode was about the Simpsons going on a plane trip near the end of the first act. The plane was taking off. Bart was fooling around as you would expect. However, the plane was about 50 feet off the ground, and Bart broke a window on the plane and was knocked out. Hold on, let me get the Scooby-Doo clip up. There's a fucking Scooby-Doo clip. Oh my
I'm just
god.
like, he just broke it, like, he just did
It
that,
just
like,
shatters and he just goes whoop out the fucking plane.
because planes are built to withstand atmospheric pressure, but not a child goofing around.
Okay.
At the beginning of the series. Hmm?
This fucking edited clip of Scooby-Doo punching Fred and then the fucking Oh, you didn't get to see the clip, but it's so fucking funny. This is
Oh, no.
exactly what happened.
Wait,
I'm
okay, I saw
imagining
that's
Bart
good.
Simpson fucking fly out of the plane.
Really good.
Okay, okay.
At the beginning of the series, Matt had an idea that the animated style of The Simpsons world represented life, and that death turned things more realistic. This was used in this episode. The picture of Bart's corpse was barely recognizable. They took full advantage of it not having to move and made an almost photorealistic drawing of his dead body.
A photorealistic dead Bart. What the fuck does photorealistic dead Bart mean? Act 1 ended with a shot of Bart's corpse. When Act 2 started, Homer, Marge, and Lisa were sitting at their table crying. The crying went on, and it got more pained and sounded more realistic. Better acting than you would think possible. The animation started to decay even more as they cried. You could hear them murmuring in the background. This crying went on for all of Act 2. I love I'm imagining Marge going, Bart, why did you have to get sucked out of the plane window, Bart?
I'm just like, the concept of trying to make The Simpsons like really scary and like,
Fucking Squidward and Squidward suicide all over again.
oh my, it is, it feels worse somehow.
Is is anything in this creepypasta as scary as the actual Simpsons Treehouse of Horrors episodes? I've never seen those. Better acting than I would think possible. Rude to the actors for no reason. True. Wait, author in 2012 shitting on voice actors. Get this guy. Imagine the
Mods kill
author.
this man.
Yeah, imagine the author modern day, like, is an AI bro and is like, just AI generates dead Bart day in and day out.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, fucking, I peaked in my creepypasta days and it's just dead Bart over and over again. Oh my
That's,
god.
I think, worse than death.
I want you to scroll down. Just
What is going on here? What is this isn't even Bart.
I don't know. I don't even know. That's just a thing from the show, by the way. That's like an actual still from the show. Oh, okay, okay.
I like how they, like, go on and on about Bart, and then the one picture is not Bart.
Well, he had X's over his
It was photorealistic, that's what dead bodies look like. Act 3 opened with the title card saying 1 year had passed. Homer, Marge, and Lisa were skeletally thin and still sitting at the table. There was no sign of Maggie or the pets. Maggie hasn't been mentioned this entire time. Why do we
Yeah.
care where she's at now?
Yeah, Homer's like, Where did where did my daughter go?" It's Kermit, but I can't do Homer.
Oh, that's good, that's good.
They decided
Kermit
to
Simpson.
Kermit's they decided
He's
to
the
visit.
lost Simpson.
Oh my god, it all makes sense.
He's the Giebler.
It Keebler the Keebler Simpson.
We figured it out.
He's the one who got Bart. It was the Keebler
Oh my
Simpson, his evil
gosh.
fucking brother. Holy shit. They decided to visit Bart's grave. Springfield was completely deserted. As they walked to the cemetery, the houses became more and more decrepit. They all looked abandoned. When they got to the grave, Bart's body was just lying in front of the tombstone, just like it did at the end of Act 1.
The family started crying again. Eventually, they stopped and just stared at Bart's body. The camera zoomed in on Homer's face. According to summaries, Homer tells a joke at this part, but it isn't audible in the version I saw. You can't tell what Homer is saying.
The view zoomed out as the episode came to a close. The tombstones in the background had the names of every Simpsons guest star on them. Some of them no one has heard of in 1989. Some of them haven't been on the show yet. All of them had death dates on them for guests who died since, like Michael Jackson and George Harrison. The dates were when they would die. Okay. So
You can try.
go ahead. You go. Go.
Oh, sorry. You can try to use the tombstones to predict the death of living Simpsons guest stars, but there's something odd about most of the ones who haven't died yet. All of their deaths are listed as the same date.
So Dead Bart summoned the Giebler, which eventually causes an apocalyptic event that kills everyone, including Michael Jackson.
Well, I was thinking maybe when they were done with The Simpsons, they'd be like, "Okay, cast party," and they'd invite all the guest stars, and then
Kill
they just
them
kill them.
like Among Us. They're
Yeah,
all
yeah.
forced to play in holy shit, Simpsons Danganronpa.
The only the ultimate Giebler is the only one who gets to live.
Homer, the ultimate beer drinker. Bart, the ultimate uh trickster. I don't know. What does Bart do? Lisa,
Skateboards.
the ultimate little girl. Marge, the ultimate housewife. There you go. Oh, and there
Bart, the ultimate dead Bart.
wait, at the bottom, someone made a mock-up of Dead Bart episode.
Oh, it's 4 minutes long.
Hold on, I'm just gonna skip to Dead Bart. I'm gonna skip to yeah. Okay, okay. Skip to 4 minutes and 7 seconds and just look.
Wait, is this him? I'm looking at him falling out of the plane.
look at look at 4 minutes and 7 seconds and just watch. Oh my god, is this the shit we found scary back then? Dude, I was a pussy ass little bitch of a little kid for being scared of dead Bart.
Where are the gravestones?
That's a
Oh, there
great
they are.
question. That's a great question.
Where's dead Bart?
Where That's another great question. I'm gonna quickly restart the TikTok. Uh, who's Monokuma? Um, that's a great question.
The baby.
The baby is a Monokuma.
The baby's Monokuma.
You heard it here first, folks. All right, that might have just been peak. That might have
That
been.
was really good. I'm so scared.
Are you ready for Tiki Toby, the next one?
I'm so excited to finally know what Tiki Toby is about.
Um, I'll do the voice acting for Tiki Toby, but
Sorry, there's a gigantic ad for a printable PDF. It's covering most of the screen.
what? I've been drowned to protect me from the ads. Actually, apparently there's not a lot of dialogue in this.
Oh, we can just go back and forth then again.
Okay, it's not a lot of dialogue until later in. Okay, so we'll go back and forth until dialogue time. Printable
There's also
PDFs, like
there's
all PDFs. the all
well, there's another ad for creepypasta.com and it's got Suicide Squidward, but it's also got Jeff the Killer, but he's got scribbles all over him.
so not Squidward suicide, suicide Squidward. His
Yeah,
brother
that's him.
who is suicide
Suicide
squid.
Squidward.
Suicide squid, and it's just a really depressed squid.
I don't I don't know. I've never read it. I just know there's Squidward and suicide?
I think we read it on one of these streams, and it was just so. It was
Did we?
not. We might have. What's up? I'm under your bed. All right, are you ready for peak?
Suicide Squidward is so bad that I simply blocked it out.
Yeah. Oh no, for sure. All right, I'll have you start with the long road home.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. The long road home seemed to go on and on. The road continued to stretch in front of the vehicle endlessly. This is garbage. Beefing with the first two lines. The
That's
light that
crazy.
shone through the branches of the tall green trees danced across the window in random patterns, and every once in a while obnoxiously shining in your eyes.
The sound, the surroundings were so fuck. Sorry. The surroundings were full of deep green trees, forming a
This
forest
person
section of
just
the
learned about
road.
adjectives.
Their teacher asked them to describe every sense, forming a.
They just got home from second grade and they were like, guys, I've got this.
Guys, I just wondered what moist meant, and that's a pretty scary word. Sorry, dank, because the dank memes. I'm gonna make this as cringe as possible for everyone involved. Hey, funny man, what's up, Kaylin? All right. The only sound was the sound of the car's engine as it traveled down the path. It was peaceful and left a serene feeling. Although the ride seemed like a nice one, it lacked every form of nice from its two passengers.
The middle aged woman behind the steering wheel had neat short brown hair that fit her complexion quite well. She wore a green v neck t shirt and a pair of blue jeans. Diamond stud earrings decorated each of her ears, which partially showed from behind her haircut. She had deep green eyes, which her shirt brought out, and the lighting seemed to make them more noticeable. This person writes in the same way, you know, the like, I wake up, I throw my hair into a messy bun, and I look at my blue orbs in the mirror. Um,
This is
and it's
giving, like, college white
adopted
girl
by One
Instagram.
Direction. Oh,
I was gonna say college white girl Instagram where it's like you over describe everything.
I'm getting the adopted by One Direction vibes. So
Maybe maybe it's a c an Instagram college white girl who was adopted by One Direction and also meant the Giebler. The Giebler
oh my
taught them
gosh,
about adjective use.
adopted by the Giebler.
It all comes together. Chat, it all makes
It
sense.
does.
How are you doing?
We
I'm
figured
chilling.
it out.
We and that's the One Piece, guys. Oh, okay.
Wow.
Okay. Okay,
I can't believe
it gets worse. We have to press on because
oh, no. He's not here yet?
he's the
There was
he hasn't ticked his Toby yet.
ah, dang. There there wasn't anything significant about her appearance. She looked like any other average mother you would see on TV shows and the like. However, the one thing that made her different than the average mothers was the dark bag she had under her eyes. Her facial expression was gloomy and sad, although she genuinely looked like someone who smiled a lot.
Dude, this kid is sitting in the back seat going, "You should smile more." He's watching Andrew Tate on his iPad, and he was like,
Oh my gosh.
"You know those eye bags don't really suit you."
This is why she's gotta feed her kid to the Giebler.
This kid is like an incel. He's like he's fucking self-reported so fast. He's like he's like, "Mom, I think you I think you should remarry a high value male." He sounds like that the whole time. Okay.
Mom, if you don't do enough skincare to get rid of those eye bags, you won't be I dude, I don't know. I
You
don't even
won't
know.
attract a male by your 30s.
You couldn't be a high value man.
Oh, okay. I'm good. She would sniffle every once in a while and occasionally glance in the rearview mirror to look at her son in the back seat, who was hunched over partially, with his arms held tight around his chest and his head pressed up against the cold window. The boy lacked any normal appearance, and anyone could plainly see there was something wrong with him. His messy brown hair went every which way, and the luminescent lighting brought out his pale, almost gray skin. His eyes were dark, unlike his mother's, and he wore a t-shirt and scrub pants that had been provided to him by the hospital. The clothes he had worn before were so shredded and blood-stained that they weren't wearable anymore. The right side of his face bared a few cuts with a split eyebrow. His right arm was bandaged all the way to his shoulder, which had been shredded when his right side hit the shattered glass.
I feel like
I
I've
feel like they're
missed
trying
something.
Yeah, I feel like they're trying to imply something. Oh, it was the Giebler. It was the Giebler. He got them.
It was the Giebler.
It was the
He
Giebler.
Giebled. Yeah,
He
when you take 2 pieces of candy, when it says to take 1,
he
he
took
shreds your shoulders with glass. The Giebler does.
he when you don't obey the Giebler, he gives you messy brown hair that goes all which ways and makes you have a stutter apparently.
Gives you pale, almost gray skin.
He beats the
A
ever living shit
hospital
out of you, makes you ugly, and gives you a stutter.
oh my gosh.
I'm imagining the
A
Giebler
hospital
does
doesn't
like
send you home like this.
have you seen oh my god. Have you seen the Joy of Creation? There's the one animatronic that just absolutely fucking decks you when it finds you.
I think so?
Yeah,
I
that's what the
can't
Giebler does. He decks you, fucking casts a spell, makes you ugly, and says you have a stutter now, bitch. And you go, what? And then, and then you die or
which
some.
animatronic decks you? I'm
I
trying
think
to
it's
remember.
Bonnie. I'm pretty sure it's Bonnie.
Oh, that does make sense.
She
That does, I can see
Giebler
that.
on my grobbler till I glorp shit. My chat is so awesome.
Wow, I've never heard words like that spoken before.
Poetry. Hamilton has nothing on this shit.
Can we rewrite Hamilton to be about the Giebler?
Shakespeare, but instead of saying like "Where art thou, Romeo," he goes "Where glorp thou, clip shit." I think I peaked at that joke. I actually think that
Yeah,
might
we've gotta call it here, there's no going up.
to Geeb
Like, you
or not to Geeb? That is the question. All
oh my
right,
gosh. Like
next
Nomeo like Nomeo and Gibliet.
Glorblio and Glorbliet. Dude, we're rewriting Shakespeare, but it's all nonsensical alien language. Fire new stream idea, guys.
Oh my gosh, VTuber collab, we perform,
We perform a seance
um,
and summon the Giebler.
Macbeth. Macbeth, but it's about the Giebler. Mick Giebler.
We turn like Hansel and Gretel into the Giebe and Giebler, and it's like their origin story.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. We gotta
Okay.
lock in.
Sorry, I get so locked in on the Giebler.
True,
His
true.
injuries appeared to be painful, when in reality he couldn't feel anything. This was just one of the glories of being him. Okay.
Him, I guess this is him apparently. The
This
Giebler
was just what
apprentice.
this was just one of oh, I already read that. One of the challenges he had to face while growing up was growing One of the challenges he had to face while growing up was growing up with a rare disease that caused him to be completely numb towards pain. Never before had he Never before had he felt himself get hurt. He could have lost an arm and felt nothing. The other major disorder he had faced, which was the one that deemed him many insulting nicknames in the short time he attended grade school before he switched to homeschooling, was his Tourette's syndrome, which caused him to tick and twitch in ways he couldn't control. He would crack his neck uncontrollably and twitch every once in a while. The kids would tease him and call him Ticky Toby. Oh my gosh!
Oh my god.
And they
Cinema!
cinema!
Holy shit.
Wow, that was really good.
Oh
I'm
my
glad we read this
god.
one. And they mocked him with exaggerated twitching and laughing. It got so bad he had to turn to homeschooling. It was too hard for him to be in a common learning environment with seemingly every kid poking or more like stabbing fun at him.
I just want to make this clear, guys. This author definitely doesn't know anything about Tourette's, and you are gonna very quickly tell that this author knows nothing about Tourette's, okay?
I don't think this author knows anything about anything.
I think you're right. Toby stared blankly out the window, his face empty of any emotion. Every few minutes, his shoulder, arm, or foot would twitch. Every bump of the car's tires hit. What the fuck? Every bump the car's tires hit would make his stomach turn.
Toby Rogers was the boy's name, and the last time Toby remembered what? Toby Rogers was the boy's name, and the last time Toby remembered riding in a car was when it crashed. Why is that a paragraph, and why is that one sentence? What?
His name is Toby Rogers. He was in a car
He's
crash.
in a
Line break.
he's he's in a the last time he remembered riding in a car was when it crashed.
But you're
He's
in one.
in a car. He's in a car now, and like I think you've just the injuries kind of make it seem like you were just in a car accident. So I can't imagine the last
Well,
time you were in a car was so long ago.
the Giebler, we can assume it was either the Giebler if they didn't clarify that, you know.
Yeah, that's my I forgot. I forgot.
That's all he
I
thought
forgot
about.
the
Conscious.
Giebler also
Yeah, he
goes after
only
car crash victims.
he also only thinks about the Giebler. That's all he thought about. unconsciously replaying everything he remembered before he blacked out, over and over again.
Toby had been the lucky one. His sister had not been so lucky. When the thought of sister came, he couldn't help the tears that welled up in his eyes. The horrible memories were played in his mind.
When the thought of sister came. When think of sister, sad. think
The
think
amounts.
sister make sad. He doesn't have Tourette's, he just speaks like a caveman. Sister make sad.
Car
Sister
crash.
die
Bad
horribly.
memory.
Glass kill sister. Gibbler come make me better.
Giebler. Great car.
Gibbler make me sad. Gibbler break arm. Gibbler make me strong.
Mom. Eye bags. Man, low value.
Mom not find alpha. What's up, Chew? How you doing? Okay. Okay.
Oh, I'm okay. Sorry. Oops. The horrible memories replayed in his mind, her screaming that had cut off when the front of the car was smashed in. It all went blank for a moment before Toby opened his eyes to see his sister's body, her forehead pierced with glass shards, her hips and legs crushed under the force of the steering wheel, and her torso pushed in from the too late inflated airbag.
Oh my god.
That was the last thing he had seen of his dead older sister.
His dear older sister. But
Oh dear, I mean she's dead too.
dude, get into a car crash. He looks over his sister. She's like sitting there fucking twitching. Like there's a piece of glass going through her fucking head. And he's like, oh, dude, we're so cooked. He's,
Oh no.
his sister's
My
like,
goat is washed.
kill me. It's like describing the most brutal thing ever. And he's like, oh man, that car crash, my arm's pretty fucked up. I can't feel any pain. And his sister's like, kill me. Kill me.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Okay. The road home continued on what seemed like forever. It took long to get home because his mom wanted to avoid the sight of the crash. When the surroundings gave way to a familiar neighborhood, they were both more than ready to get out of the car and step back into their own home. It was an older neighborhood with quaint little houses all next to each other. The car drove in front of the blue little house with white window panes. They both quickly noticed the old vehicle that was parked in front of the house and the familiar figure that stood in the driveway. Toby felt automatic anger and frustration take over at the sight of his father who wasn't there.
Like generally, or is he mad that his father was not in the car when it crashed?
I, we'll see. We'll see.
That's a crazy thing. His mother pulled the car up in the driveway beside him before turning off the engine and preparing to step out and face her husband.
Why is he here?
Am I reading now?
Yeah.
Okay. Toby said quietly as he looked back at his mother, who reached to open the car door.
He's your father, Toby. He's here because he wants to see you.
His mother responded in a monotone voice, trying to sound less shaky.
You couldn't drive up to the hospital to see Lyra before she died?
Toby narrowed his eyes out the window.
He was drunk, honey. He was drunk that night, honey. Couldn't drive.
He couldn't walk in.
What? Yeah, when is he not?
Toby pushed the door open before his mother Toby pushed the door open before his mother and stumbled out onto the driveway where he met his father's gaze before looking down at his feet with a stern expression. It just goes on and on. His mother stepped out behind him and met her husband's eyes before walking around the car.
I He's not ticking.
He is Toby.
He is Toby. He hasn't ticky. We've gone Toby without the ticky right now.
The longer he goes without ticking, the less stars I'm giving it. I think I'm at 3 stars
Well,
right now.
I think he charges him up. I think he like, you know when you hold your action in Dungeons and Dragons?
Oh my gosh.
He holds his ticks for when they needs to use them most.
Yeah, yeah.
I think this still would be used since we're dialogue timing.
Oh, okay. His father opened up his arms expecting a hug from his wife, but she just walked past him and put her arm around Toby's shoulder and started leading him inside.
And this is, okay, this is the husband. Honey.
Her husband began in a raspy voice.
I'm not gonna say what he says. I'm just gonna say, "Where my hug at? Where my hug at, Connie? Where my hug at?"
I think like being too drunk to visit your dying child in the hospital is one thing. Being a where my hug at guy is another, and that does warrant an immediate divorce.
I think there's two big red flags here. It's one, he's a drunk. Two, he goes, "Where my hug at, honey mother?" Like, I can just imagine him. He's like wearing like a stained wife beater, and he's like
Oh
greasy as fuck.
no.
He
Oh no.
he looks like, I'm imagining him like that guy from Aqua Team Hunger Force. I haven't even seen that show, but if you know who I'm talking about, you know who I'm talking about.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Sucks to suck, nerd.
Mods, can we kill this guy?
Mods? No.
Mods, execute execute this man.
Mods?
Mods, kill,
Not.
maim,
Nuh-uh.
destroy.
Maim.
I'm calling the Giebler.
Destroy.
I'm calling the Giebler.
No. You just hear bones cracking.
Had to be done.
I watched an anime where it was Sakamoto Days season 2, and there's this guy who's like an assassin, and he compresses people down into like ball shapes, and he's so
Oh my
strong
gosh.
he'll take an entire person and compress them into like a ball. And that's what I
Oh
imagine the
my gosh.
Giebler does to people.
No.
He
He's
just
got hydraulic presses for
he
hands.
just goes. He actually runs a really successful TikTok channel where he compresses people.
My gosh.
He made one guy look like an accordion. Okay, I think it would be your.
She ignored her husband's obnoxious words and walked past him with her son under her arm.
Oh, he's 16. He can walk by himself.
His father began to follow them in.
He's 17.
Connie glared back at him before opening the door to the house and stepping inside.
Toby, why don't you go to your room to rest? I'll come get you when dinner's ready. No, I'm 16. I can walk by myself.
Toby said sarcastically and glared back at his father before stumbling up the small staircase and turning into his room, where he slammed the door violently. His little room didn't have much in it, just a small bed, a dresser, a window, and his walls had a few picture frames of his family, back when they were a family. before his father became an alcoholic and acted violently towards the rest of his family. Oh my gosh. Toby remembered when he was arguing with his mom and he grabbed her by the hair and shoved her to the floor. And when Lyra had tried to break it up, he pushed her and she hit her. The words just go on and on.
It
And
also
she hit
makes it sound like it's clearly the father doing this. It sounds like Toby's doing this.
It does. That's what I thought at first. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Mom, I
And she
fucking
hit her.
hate you.
Yeah. His dear older sister tries to break up a fight and he's like, stop doing that. I want to watch this.
And he stabs a glass shard into her forehead.
He tears up his own shoulder just because he can.
He actually 1v1 to the Giebler.
He hydraulic presses the Giebler. He takes over his TikTok channel.
No. The Giebler tries to like compress him with both arms on each side, and he sticks out his hands and stops the Giebler from hydraulic pressing him. And he goes,
Like,
"You're not strong enough for me, Giebler."
the Giebler gets like dents in his hands.
And Giebler goes, "Bacana," and then Toby punches him and he goes flying.
Oh my god.
What's up, Emma? How you doing? How you doing? Oh my god, okay.
He pushed her and she hit her back on the corner of the kitchen counter. Toby can never forgive him for what he did to his mother and sister. Never. Toby didn't care how much his father beat him down. He couldn't feel it anyways. What did he care about how he was intentionally hurt the only how oh my gosh. What he did care about was how he intentionally hurt the only two people he cared about. And when he was waiting in the hospital where his sister took her last breaths, the only one who didn't rush there was his dad. Toby stood by the window and looked out at the street. He could have sworn he saw something out of the corner of his eye, but quickly blamed it on the meds he was on. The Giebler. He's on his Giebler meds.
Giebler suppressant. It's what keeps the Giebler's influence from taking over his mind.
Oh my god.
We somehow create the stupidest bit every single one of these streams and run
Every
with it.
single time. Oh my gosh. Oh goodness gracious. What has happened?
I'll since there's no dialogue for a little bit, I'll read this.
Yeah, I've got to go back to where I was. I accidentally clicked on something.
When dinner time had come and his mother called on up to him, Toby came down the stairs and hesitantly sat down across the dinner table from his father, and in between his mother and an empty chair. I'm imagining he's like imagining his sister there, and she's like, "Kill me." He's just sitting there staring at the empty chair, like it was the Giebler. It was the Giebler that did it.
I swear I saw him. The Giebler was here.
His father's looking at him and he's like, "What the fucking wrong with that boy? Oh, he's 16. He shouldn't be talking about the Giebler." Oh, okay. Okay. It was quiet and his parents picked at their food, but Toby refused to eat. Instead, he just watched his dad with a blank stare. His mother caught on to his staring and elbowed him slightly. Toby looked at her slightly and then down at his uneaten food, which he still didn't touch. He said that like 3 times.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Everything in this just gets repeated over and over, and it's driving me crazy.
It maybe maybe that's his power. Instead of like ticking and repeating like a syllable, he just repeats the sentences.
He just reiterates the thing he just said over and over.
He goes, "I hate you. I really hate you. I really dislike you. Like, you're unlikable." Toby laid in B. He pulled his covers over his head and
Not the
stared at the
bees.
window. He was tired, but there was no way he would fall asleep. He couldn't. There was too much to think about. He had been debating on whether to follow his mother's directions and forgive his father or continue holding a grudge with his boiling hatred.
He heard his door creak open and his mother padded into the room and sat on the bed next to him. Padded into the room is crazy. Like like you say that about
This
dogs.
guy's John Webster dictionary. This is crazy.
She reached over and rubbed his back, which had been turned to her.
I know it's hard, Toby. Trust me, I understand. But I promise you, it'll get better.
She said softly.
When is he going to leave?
Toby said with an innocent tone in his shaky voice. Connie let her gaze fall down to her feet.
I don't know, honey. He's staying as far as I know.
She replied. What does she mean she doesn't know? What?
It's your abusive husband, lady.
Yeah,
You can get rid of him. I'm just saying, you
kill him.
know, fill the room with
Shoot him.
elephant toothpaste and he won't be able to escape.
Slowly poison him over the course of months.
Yeah, keep adding like 1% more bleach to his coffee every morning.
Every single day. Till he's not going to notice the taste.
He, honey, this tastes, this tastes pretty chemically. I think I like it. What kind of beans are these?
Limited edition, limited edition.
She pulls out like the Fuller's coffee, like the big red plastic tub. She's like, it's the premium brand. Happy
It's
Halloween. Happy Halloween to you.
Happy Halloween.
Happy
Toby didn't respond. He just
awkward.
continued to
Sorry. Oh,
Oh, guys, collab over. No more no
no!
more no more creepy pasta reading.
No more pasta. Your pasta is taken
No.
away.
No more pasta. No more creepy.
Meanwhile,
Halloween's over.
Halloween's over. No more hollows. No more weens.
No more Geebs.
Keep is dead. The Keebler
Geeb
died.
is dead. You guys might not if you're not aware, we sometimes call the Geebler the Geeb. Um
In the community.
just just our little nickname for him.
Yeah,
For
you
those of
wouldn't
you
get
guys
it.
guys who just joined
Yeah,
sometimes.
for those who are in the know.
Yeah, that's our buddy the Geeb.
This is Geeb. Oh my
He just
god.
continued to look forward at the wall, holding his damaged arm near his chest. After a few minutes of silence, his mother sighed before she leaned in to kiss his cheek and stood up to walk out of the room.
Good night.
She said she closed the door. she's she's been possessed.
The Geebler got to
Oh, do
her.
you know what? Giebler gives me Cheech vibes. Do you know Cheech?
No.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Damn.
Uh,
Okay, okay,
the
okay. You want me to get
the
this
hour.
one?
Oh yeah, you could get that one.
The hours passed slowly, and Toby couldn't quit tossing and turning. Every time he let his imagination take over, he heard screeching of tires, the screaming of his sister. Sorry, the screaming sister, as we established earlier. And he would uncontrollably jerk in bed. He threw off his covers and lying on his back. He pulled his pillow over his face and cried into it. He couldn't hear his own pitiful weeping. He would have been screaming and crying if he didn't press his pillow over his face.
After a few seconds, he threw the pillow off his face and sat up, hunched over, holding his head and breathing roughly, tears streaming from his eyes. He couldn't help but cry. He tried to keep it in, but he couldn't stop the whining and whimpering as he sat there shaking. He inhaled before he stood up and walked around his bed to the window and peered out, taking deep breaths trying to calm down. He rubbed his eyes and looked out at the group of tall pine trees across the street.
He stopped suddenly, his gaze slowly centering on something standing under the streetlight. He heard ringing in his ears and couldn't look away. The figure stood beside the streetlight, about 2 feet shorter than it did, the long arms draped at its side, as it stared up at him with non existent eyes. The figure had no facial features to speak of, no
The
eyes, no
Keebler.
mouth.
Oh, wait, never mind. It's Slender Man.
It's Slender Man. No eyes, no mouth, no nose. Yet Toby's hypnotized stare seemingly peering into its very being. The ringing in his ears grew louder and louder with each second. He stared before suddenly all went black. I like to think that it is the Giebler and he's related to Slender Man.
That's good. They're cousins.
They're
The
like
next morning,
they're distant cousins, but like the Giebler doesn't really fuck with Slender Man that much. He like borrowed a lot of money in high school and never gave it back.
oh my gosh, yeah. It's like he spent all my money on notebook paper.
Notebook paper and weed. And he lives in the woods. I
Yeah.
don't fucking like him.
He can't even smoke weed. He doesn't have a mouth.
The static on your screen when Slender Man is near is actually him just fucking hotboxing the entire area.
He's trying to like get secondhand smoke through osmosis or something.
Yeah, he's so desperate to try weed, but it actually doesn't work on him because he has no way of smoking it. So he hotboxes wherever he goes.
He just burns it like a candle.
His tentacles are just really long tendrils of marijuana that he burns like sage.
My gosh.
Oh my god.
The next morning, Toby woke in his bed. He felt different. He wasn't tired at all, and when he consciously woke up, it felt like he had been lying there awake for hours. He had no thoughts flowing through his mind. He sat up slowly and stumbled over to the wall, but when he stood, he automatically felt dizzy. He stumbled to the doorway and walked down the stairs. His parents were sitting at the table. His father was tuned into the small TV that sat on the countertop, and his mother was reading the newspaper. She quickly looked over when she felt Toby's presence looming behind her.
Well, good morning, sleepyhead. You've been sleeping forever.
She greeted him with a hesitant smile. Toby slowly looked over at the clock and noticed that it was 12:30 p.m.
I made you breakfast, but it got cold. I was gonna wake you up, but I felt you needed the sleep.
Her expression fell from happy to worried as her son resisted responding to her.
Are you alright?
Toby stumbled over and sat by his father. He felt as if he was on idle and had no control over his actions. He was seeing everything he did, but it didn't register in his brain properly. He reached out to his father's arm, but his hand ended up getting slapped. His father turned to him abruptly and pushed his chair. His father turned to him abruptly and pushed his chair over with his foot.
Wit. Wit his
Wit.
foot. Wit his foot.
I also like, but I didn't register in his brain properly.
He's like so on autopilot. He's like, and he's like a fucking zombie. Oh, touch me, boy.
He yelled. His mother stood up.
All right, no, know that off. That's the last thing we need.
The days went by and things continued on as they were. Connie spent most of her time cleaning the house, and her rude husband spent most of his time ordering her around. It was just like how it used to be before the crash.
Toby,
Are
yeah, I
is it
can.
you?
Yeah,
Okay.
Toby never really left his room. He would sit by his bed and tremble, and his mind would wander. But his thoughts changed too fast to be remembered. He would pace around his small room like a caged animal and stare out the window. The unhealthy cycle continued.
Connie continued to be pushed around by her husband, being way too submissive to him, and Toby remained in his room.
Dude, I don't. What do they mean by submissive to him? Like, just is she just going around the house and he's like, "Honey, can you give me a glass of water?" And she's like, "Yes, honey."
My gosh.
Like, I don't understand. I don't understand what this author thinks submissive means. I'm not gonna lie. Me after
I don't
getting married to the most evil twin. This is just is this just what happens when like is this the Omega verse?
Wow.
I'm just saying. Before he could think twice, he would begin to chew on his hands, tearing the flesh from his fingers. He would gnaw on his hands until they bled. When his mother walked in on him doing so, she reacted horribly. She rushed him downstairs and grabbed the first aid kit, wrapping his hand in bandages. Afterwards, she demanded that he would leave her side again.
Toby isolated himself so much that he grew to hate being around others. His memory grew glitchy. That's not a word you use for your memory, but okay.
Glitch. Glitch is like a video game. It's like a video game,
Oh my
guys.
gosh. Oh my gosh, my life is like a video game
My life
trying
is
hard to
like a
beat
video.
the stage.
Dude,
Something still collecting coins.
trying hard to beat the stage. Oh, while I am still collecting coins.
His memory grew glitchy as well. He'd start missing memory of minutes, hours, days, and so on. He would begin talking nonsense about things completely unrelated to conversations he would have. He'd go off about seeing things, sharks in the sink as he washed the dishes, hearing crickets in his pillows, and seeing ghosts outside of his bedroom window. His mother grew so anxious about his mental health that she decided it would be good for him to talk to a professional about what he was feeling.
The Giebler is hotboxing him. This is just what happens when you smoke too much weed.
Yeah.
This is exactly what happens when you smoke too much weed. You start missing memory. You talk about nonsense completely unrelated to conversations, and you think you see things in the dark. He's just a stoner.
This this is your brain. This is your brain on secondhand smoke.
When you smoke slender on that slender pack, you become Tiki Toby. Smoke up on that slender pack, you become Tiki Toby, chat. Side pal,
Wow.
you're on thin ice, buddy. Oh, why I gotta. Connie walked Tiki Toe. Sorry. Connie walked.
You're making fun of him. That's his nickname.
His mom is like, Tiki Toby. I'm sorry. I mean, Toby. She's like making fun of him.
Oh my gosh.
You know,
He's
maybe you
like
could go to real school if you weren't such a little bitch.
he's going through severe trauma and his mom's like
She's like, he's eating his hands and he's like, I didn't know you were that hungry. I would have just made you a PB&J. Oh my god. Okay. Connie walked Toby into the building, holding his hand and guiding him. She walked him up to the front desk and began talking to the lady who sat behind it. Miss Rogers?
the lady asked.
Yes, sorry. Yes, that's me.
Connie nodded.
We're we're here to see Dr. Oliver. I'm here with Toby Rogers. Yes, this way.
The lady stood and led them down a long hallway. Toby looked at the framed artwork down the halls and tuned into the sound of the lady's high heels on the hardwood floor. She opened the door to a room with a table and 2 chairs.
If we can get him to sit here for a few minutes, I'll get the doctor.
She smiled and held the door open. Toby stumbled into the room and sat down at the table. He looked over at his mother and the lady before the door slowly shut behind them. He looked around the room before he held up his tightly bandaged hands and began to bite at the bandages to unwrap his hands. But he was interrupted as the door swung open and a young woman in a black and spotted dress with a light blonde with a light blonde hair stepped in, holding a clipboard and a pen.
Toby?
She asked with a smile. Toby looked up at her and nodded.
Nice to meet you, Toby. My name is Dr. Oliver.
She put her hand out for him to shake, but hesitantly pulled away when she noticed his bandaged hands.
Oh,
She smiled nervously before clearing her throat and sitting in the chair across the table from him.
so I'm going to ask you a few questions. Try to answer them as honestly as possible, okay?
She placed her clipboard down on the table. Toby nodded slowly and held his restrained hands in his lap.
How old are you, Toby? Oh, it says advertisements, and I got confused.
There's so many. Oh, pirates approach a cruise ship. Okay.
I don't have ads because I'm awesome and I have an ad blocker.
I had one and it stopped working, and I haven't figured out how to set up a new one yet. One day. I'll get around to it.
17.
He responded quietly. She wrote that down on the paper that was clipped to the clipboard.
What is your full
Clipped to the
name?
clipboard. I'm gonna blow up.
Toby Aaron Rudd. Uh, they forgot a they forgot a quotation mark.
Quotation.
When is your birthday? April 28th. Who is your immediate family?
Toby paused for a minute before answering her question.
My mom, my dad, and
He stopped.
my fifth. I heard about your sister, dear. I'm really sorry.
Her expression faded into a sad, pity-filled look. Toby nodded.
Do you remember anything from the crash, Toby?
That is an insane way to start like a psychiatry session.
You try
Like,
going to
hey,
therapy and hey, do you remember when your sister was dying and begging for the sweet release of death with a giant piece of glass just through her skull? Can you describe
yeah,
that
how
to me?
like her legs and her torso were just totally bent in different ways and crushed. Yeah, do you remember that? You remember? Do you remember what the Giebler had to do with it? Do you remember?
he like the camera zooms in on his face like an anime character about to snap, and he's like, "What did you just say?" Oh my
Toby looked
god,
away from her. His mind went blank for a moment. He looked down at his lap, and in the surrounding area, he heard a faint ringing sound. His eyes widened and he froze in place.
Toby,
The counselor asked.
Toby, are you listening?
Toby felt a shiver go down his spine until he froze once again and slowly looked over out the little window through the room, where he saw it, a dark, featureless figure peering in at him. He stared, eyes widened, the ringing growing louder and louder until suddenly the loud voice of the counselor broke his trance.
Toby!
She yelled. Toby jumped and fell sideways out of his chair and backed up into the corner. Dr. Oliver stood up, holding her clipboard to her chest, a surprised look in her eyes. Toby met her eyes again, his breathing hitching as he twitched. That night Toby lay in bed. His eyes were dazed as he stared straight up at his ceiling. He could feel himself beginning to doze off when he heard the scattering of footsteps down his hallway. He sat up and looked towards the doorway.
That
His door wide open.
was the scattering of footsteps.
Yeah, he's got rats. There was no light. There was no light. Everything was lit by the luminescent blue glow of the moon through his window, leaving a cold lighting. He stood up and slowly made his way towards the doorway when suddenly the door, which previously was wide open, slammed in his face. He gasped and fell back.
Huh?
Hmm?
Sorry, I got lost because it was his door was wide open, and then he stood up, slowly made his way toward the doorway when the door suddenly, which was previously open, slammed in his face. This Never mind. I'm not gonna insult it. This is peak media.
Yeah, we would never say anything mean about anything we've read ever,
Oda
because we've
Oda
never done that.
Oda One Piece has nothing on this. I'll read this one. He was out of breath when he hit the ground, and he began breathing heavily, his eyes wide open. He waited for a few seconds before getting back on his feet. He reached out and grasped the cold door handle with his bandaged hand. and creaked it open. He
Not
looked
his
out
bandaged head.
he looked out in the dark hallway and tiptoed out of his room. The window at the end of the hallway lit up the darkness with a blue moonlight as he padded his way down. This author loves the word padded. He
Mm-hmm.
he could hear footsteps rustling around him, like a faint giggling followed by the pitter-patter of small feet, which sounded like a child had run in front of him, giggling and running around. Okay. This hall was a lot longer than he remembered. Seemed endless, like the ride home from the hospital. He heard the door creak in front of him. Mom?
He called in a shaky voice. Suddenly, a door slammed behind him and he jumped and turned around. Behind him, he heard a long, eerie groan that sounded like croak right in his ear. He turned around as fast as he could and was suddenly face to face with none other than his dead sister. Her eyes were clouded white. It has to be you. Nobody else could do it.
The Giebler won't let me die.
You have to take on the Giebler.
You have to beat him. I want to die in peace.
Her eyes were clouded white, her skin paled, the right side of her jaw dangling there by tissue and muscle, glass protruding from her forehead, black blood leaking down her face, her blonde hair pulled up in a ponytail as it always was, and she was wearing her gray t-shirt and athlete shorts, which were dirty and spotted with blood. Her legs were bent in ways they shouldn't be. She stood emitting a long croaking noise only an inch away from Toby's face. Toby yelped and fell back. Like a Looney Tunes scream.
And he as he falls down, it plays a slide whistle sound effect.
It starts like one of those chases where they go in like one door and come out a totally different one, and like
And in the
they can't seem
background,
to.
it's oh my god, okay. He started to crawl backwards away from her, but he was unable to break the eye contact he held with her blank, dead eyes. He dragged himself backwards until he backed up into something.
He stopped for a second. Everything was dead silent except for his heavy breathing and crying. This guy is just constantly heavy breathing and crying. Just non-stop.
That's what he sounds like all the fucking time.
Yeah.
No wonder people made fun of this kid. I don't think it was because he was he has Tourette's, because it doesn't seem like he does from this entire. I think they made fun of him for crying and breathing heavily in the corner the entire time.
The entire time. The teacher's just like, okay, time to learn about long division. And he's like,
You know the
been
scene,
having a meltdown the entire class.
you know the scene from Meet the Robinsons where he goes, "They all hated me." He
That's
goes, "That's perfectly what happens." He's like, they're like, "Hey, Toby, you want to come play basketball with us? Oh, we have an extra spot on the team." He's like, "They wouldn't stop making fun of me." I was subject to their torment day in and day out.
oh my gosh.
His father's not abusive. His father's like, man, it wasn't safe to drive that night, and was drinking, thinking we were gonna celebrate Christmas as a family, and I just made a mistake." And then he's like, "My father was an abusive asshole."
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. Where even were we?
He was heavy breathing and crying, which he's always doing. He slowly looked up to meet the blank face of a tall, dark figure, the same figure that stood over him now. Behind the tall, dark mask were rows of children looking to range from 3 to 10 years old, their eyes completely black and dark, and their eyes completely black, and dark black blood leaked from their eye sockets.
He screamed and stood up as fast as he could, only to be tripped by the black tendrils that wrapped around his ankle. He fell straight onto his stomach and got the wind knocked out of him. He tried to scream, but he couldn't make a sound. He wheezed out before it all went black.
See, I'd take him not for, like, a psychiatrist episode, but maybe to get an inhaler.
Yeah. Well, I think I don't know. I think maybe all the smoke getting in his lungs might be
Yeah.
a part of the problem.
I think he's just asphyxiating right now.
Yeah,
He's not getting enough air.
I think Slender Man and the Giebler have just been hotboxing him this whole time.
Yeah, too much. That's why everything is, like
All wonky and
he's
fucked up. He's just
hallucinating.
high all the
Yeah.
time.
He's high, the sharks in the sink are just like the smoke.
The sharks in the sink are the dishes, and he's just way too fucking high to figure out what's going on. He's like,
Toby woke with
he's
a
looking
start.
at his mom, and he's like, you know, maybe dad wouldn't abuse you if you weren't so fucking ugly. And
Oh
then
my gosh.
he's just like, he becomes like mean and like alpha male coded or whatever.
He
I
sees his sister who did not die in the car accident, and he's like, "Her legs are broken. There's glass sticking out of her head." And she's like, "Dude, what?" Like, "My
It's-
my dead sister."
she's dead to me because she wouldn't marry a high performance, high value male. She goes, I'm a lesbian. And he's like,
Oh my gosh. Full circle. Toby's homophobic.
Toby's ticky homophobe. That's
Jeff was homophobic. I think Siren Head is homophobic.
no, no, no,
Toby's
no, no. Siren
homophobic.
Head is an amalgamation of everything.
But, that includes homophobia. You know who's
True.
not homophobic?
He's gay and homophobic.
Adelaide.
Yeah, Adelaide just had meat cancer. Ranking creepy pastas by homophobia levels. Jeff is at the top.
Yeah, Jeff is at the top, and then I think we're at Toby.
I think yeah, Toby A tier, Slenderman F tier, he's gay. Slenderman's really gay. Like
Okay.
really really gay. Like oh, Slenderman is like a drag queen. Wait, is the Giebler the Slenderman's drag title?
Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
It's all coming together.
It's all come together.
It's all
Full circle.
full circle, peak cinema. I can't believe this was all written within Tiki Toby with no additional interpretation at all.
They just said it. We just read it. It just
Yeah,
said Toby was breathing heavily,
and
and
then
he
the
looked up and saw
Giebler started a drag show to cheer him up. I knew I liked the Giebler. Oh my god. Where even were we?
I don't know who's even reading right now.
Toby woke with the start. He screamed out and sat up as fast as he could, completely short of breath. He wheezed
He's
out and
still
his
out of
chest.
breath. How long has he been out of breath?
Get this man an inhaler immediately,
I think
please.
he needs lung surgery. He has pneumonia.
Put him in the iron lung, dude.
That's what he needs.
He's like, and he has like a Stephen Hawking voice after he's put in it. He's like, I will kill you, but it still has a stutter. It's like, I will kill you, the Giebler. And they call him Tiki Toby because his fucking program's all bugged.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. He wheezed out his chest with his bandaged hands. It was just a dream. Just a dream. He lay back down in his bed and rolled over on his side. It felt like the weight had been lifted off his chest as he took a deep breath. Finally, he can breathe. He stood up and padded over to his window. He saw nothing. Nobody was out there. No ghosts, no figures, nothing.
He heard the rustling and coughing of his father outside the doorway. His door was closed. His father's coughing. It's genetic.
He has me cancer now.
Oh
Adeline
my
appears on his
gosh.
TV and goes, he's like wearing, Adeline appears with the doctor's outfit. He's like, I got bad news.
Buddy, it's time for you to go in the Thwomp Crusher.
Tiki Tommy's like, no, 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 and he goes, when he eventually goes around and becomes a thwomp, he just like, instead of a normal thwomp, he goes, we're not making fun of people with speech impediments. We're making fun of how this story does not know how Tourette's works at all.
I'm
Not
just
one
like,
has he, not once has he actually ticked, by the way.
the only thing he's dealing with is like potentially pneumonia and asthma and severe PTSD.
Maybe,
And they're like, he's getting bullied for his Tourette's.
maybe he has
Where?
every disease and most of them cancel each other out.
That would make sense. That would make sense.
There's just like a virus battle royale going on in his body. He like one of his arms is falling off, and he's like, "Dad, I fucking hate you. I'm gonna fucking
He's
kill
got
you,
like
Dad."
brain worms that are like ratatouilleing him.
You can see under his skin. There's like things crawling.
Ugh.
Average Victorian boy experience. He's just
He's
a
got the
small London
plague.
child.
He's got
I think he has rabies. I'm not gonna lie.
rabies. He's got asthma.
Asthma and rabies, the
Um,
two worst combination. He's like, get you, and then he runs 5 seconds, and he goes, 1 second. Dude, I have asthma. That shit's true. It's it's hard being an asthmatic with rabies, guys. Donate
yeah.
to the asthmatic with rabies fund. Oh my god. He walked over and opened it, looking out in the hallway once again. He patted down the hallway into the kitchen, where his dad standing and having a smoke in the living room. Dude, that brings down
Having
the
a smoke.
property value, man. Toby waited for a second and watched him from around the corner before burning feelings started deep in his chest.
Deep boiling anger overtook him. He heard the little imaginary voices in his head. That's the worms.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
Do it. You can do it. Go ahead.
Kill him.
They chanted.
Kill him. He turned away and held his arms. He felt like he actually had control over himself, unlike he did for the past few weeks since he got home from the hospital. He actually had complete thoughts for just moments before the chanting of the little voices in his head clouded them.
Can I
Kill
be the little
him!
voices?
Oh, you want to be the little voice? Yeah, you be the
I
little
want to be
voice.
the little voices. Kill him. He wasn't there. He wasn't there. Kill him. Kill him. They continued on. Oh,
you can go. You can go.
oh, sorry. Toby trembled. No, he wasn't going to do it. What, was he going crazy? No, he won't kill anyone. He can't. He hated his father, but there was no way he was going to kill him.
That was it. The last thought he had before he fell into an idle state once again. The influences.
Idle state is killing me.
Dude, he starts doing an idle animation and looks around like it's Roblox.
His idle animation is just like killing his dad.
And his idol, no, he stands still, and somebody, like his dad, walks past, and he goes, "Hello, father," and then he like does an NPC wave. He doesn't actually turn his body. His body just like swivels towards his father and looks at him whenever he's not within range. oh, that's
Father, I
you.
have a quest for you.
I will
He's
give
just
you
getting sober.
I will stop ticking if you stop drinking beer.
If you can go sober for 60 days, you'll get 1 star.
Oh god. I just read the next line after this. I'm awkward. It's you. It's you.
Oh, it's me? I thought it was you.
You didn't finish the line you were reading. The influence of the voices.
Oh. The influence of the voices in his head was too much. He began to silently walk up behind his father. He reached over the counter to the knife in the case. In the case. Yeah, y'all keep the knife case in your kitchen.
Yeah, it's like one of those little cases where you put your crafts in when you're like in elementary school. You store your markers.
Oh
He
my
just
gosh, it's
opens
one of the
one
one
of
that like
those. It's like a butter
loudly
knife.
clicks open.
Loudly clicks open. It's a butter knife, and he's like, "I'm gonna fucking kill him."
He gripped it in his hand. He felt the sensation take over his chest. The sensation. Yeah, you know the one.
The
He
one
let
that
out a
Jeff had.
snicker. Yeah, that sensation, that
The
feeling.
feeling.
He began laughing so hard he had to gasp for breath. He does that anyways. He's always doing that. He is always doing that.
He goes.
His father turned around abruptly before he felt a brute force shove him to the floor. He grunted as the air was knocked out of him.
Ooh, what?
He looked up at the boy who stood over him, grasping the kitchen knife in his hand.
Toby, what are you doing?
He went to sit up and put his arms out in front of him in self-defense, but before he knew it, Toby was on top of him. He went to grab his neck, but his father reached out and blocked his hand by grabbing onto his wrist.
Stop! Get off me, you little fucker!
He yelled, and with his other hand he threw an off-center punch towards Toby's shoulder, but he didn't stop. The look in Toby's eyes was not sane. It looked as if a demon had taken control of him. He yelled back and went to stab the knife into his father's chest, but his father blocked him and grabbed onto his wrist once again. He went to shove him back, but Toby kicked his feet out in front of him and landed a hard blow straight to his father's face. I'm trying to envision this. Like, if you're grappling with someone on the ground, I cannot imagine them, like, bringing their legs up and kicking you in the face. That's
I think
insane.
I think he just how I imagined it is he gets off his dad goes to stand up, he just jumps and drop kicks him to the floor. Like he just full on jump and then both feet on his dad's face.
That makes more sense than what I was envisioning. Like,
What is with
I
creepy
envision,
pastas
like
and just having anime fights in them?
yeah, yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like we're one step away from Toby unleashing his like nine-tailed fox or some shit.
That's what the Giebler is.
Keebler's sealed inside of him.
Yeah. He's he's Slender Man.
Shadow Keebler Jutsu.
His father recoiled and pulled his arms away to cuff his face, but Toby got back up and drove the knife straight into his shoulder.
His father let out a loud cry and went to pull the knife out, but before he could, Toby threw his fist straight into his face.
He began to pound his fist into his head, laughing and wheezing. He cracked his neck and grabbed the knife and ripped it out of his father's shoulder. He drove it deep into his dad's chest and repeatedly stabbed into his torso, blood spilling out and getting splattered everywhere. He didn't stop until his father's body went still. He threw the knife over to the side and leaned over his body, coughing and panting. He stared at his father's smashed-in face and sat there twitching until a loud scream broke the silence. He looked over to see his mother standing a few feet away, covering her mouth, tears streaming down her face.
Kane said abusive dad level 100 raid boss, and now
Oh my gosh.
now I think Toby is just Sun Jin Woo from solo leveling.
Oh my gosh.
He kills his dad and he goes, "Arise." I hate that dumbass show. Toby!
She screamed.
Why did you do that?
She cried.
Why?
She screamed. Okay.
Toby stood up and began to back away from his father's bloody corpse. He began to back out of the kitchen. He looked down at the blood-soaked bandages on his hand and looked up at his mother one last time before he turned and ran out of the house. He ran into the garage and slammed his hand against the control panel of the wall and pushed the button to open the garage door. Before he ran out, he noticed his father's hatchet, which had been hanging on the tool rack above the table full of jars filled to the brim with old rusted nails and screws.
Okay. One of the hatches was new. It had a bright orange handle and a shiny blade, and the other was old with a wooden handle and an old dull blade. He grabbed both and looked down at the table, and he saw a box of matches, and under the table was a red gasoline tank. He held both of the hatchets in one hand and grabbed two matches and gasoline before running out of the garage, down the driveway and up the street. As he approached the streetlight, that he could see out his own bedroom window, he heard police sirens in the distance.
He turned around, and the red and blue flashing lights came rushing down the street. Toby stood for a second before he pulled open the cap of the gasoline and ran down the street, spilling gasoline all over the street after him. He turned and ran into the trees. He poured a last little bit of gasoline he reached, but a bit of gasoline out before he reached into his pocket and pulled out a match. He struck it against the box and immediately dropped it. In an instant, flames burst around him. The fire caught on the trees and bushes around him, and before he knew it, he was surrounded by fire. Silhouettes of police cars were visible through the flames. As he backed away into the forest around him, he looked around, but his vision was blurred. His heart was pounding, and his eyes closed for a moment. This was it. This was the end.
Toby felt a hand on his shoulder. He opened his eyes and looked over to see a large white hand with long bony fingers resting on his shoulder. He followed the arm that was attached to the hand up to a dark towering figure.
It appeared to be wearing a dark black suit. Its face was almost completely blank. It towered over Toby's small frame as it looked down on him. Tendrils reached out from its back. Before Toby knew it, his vision blurred. He heard the sound of ringing in his ears, and everything went black.
Dude, I thought we were joking about it being Slender Man.
No, it actually is.
I did not realize. I was like, yeah, and like any creepy thing could look like Slender Man. That's a pretty standard creepy look.
No, this was peak
I
Slender
didn't
era.
I didn't realize this was like the creepy pasta verse.
No, no, no. This is a part of the whole thing where Slender Man had proxies. So he had fucking Tiki Toby, he had Masky, he had Hoodie. I don't know
Who?
why they I don't know what to tell you. As that is the best way I can explain it.
Oh my gosh.
Also, next line, by the way.
That was it. That was the end. That was how Toby Rogers died.
After a few weeks, Connie sat in her sister's kitchen. Her sister, Lori, sat next to her drinking a cup of coffee.
I know this person just looked up middle-aged women names.
Yeah.
About 3 weeks ago, Connie lost her husband and her son, and a few weeks before she had lost her daughter to a car crash. Since then, she moved in with her sister. The police were keeping her busy. They had just finished cleaning up the case, and the story had been released 2 weeks ago. The focus of the world seemed to have shifted to completely new stories.
Lori switched the TV on to a news broadcast. On the TV, news reporter began introducing the new headline. Oh, this is me. Okay. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. We have breaking news. Last night, there have been reported the murder of 4 individuals. There are no suspects yet, but the victims were a group of middle school students who had been out in the woods late last night. The kids have been bludgeoned and stabbed to death. The investigators have discovered a weapon at the crime scene. It appears to be an old, dull blade hatchet, as you can see here.
The picture changed to show snapshots of the weapon exactly as it was left at the crime scene.
Investigators have pulled the name of the possible suspect, Toby Rogers, a 17-year-old boy who stabbed his father to death a few weeks ago and tried to cover up his escape by setting a fire in the street and forest area around the neighborhood. Although they believe the young boy had died in the fire, investigators suspect Rogers might still be alive, due to the fact his body was never found.
I'm so baffled.
Oh my god, that was so scary. That was me being scared, by the way.
I'm so
I
baffled.
So that was cinema, right?
Uh, uh, yeah, yeah.
That was 14 minutes of reading time. That took us an hour.
Oh my gosh.
Or sorry, 17.
I'm still I think what's baffling to me is, like, I feel like they were trying to make, like, Toby, like, an interesting, likable character, but the only thing he did that entire time was, like, wheeze.
Oh, don't forget he had Tourette's and didn't tick once. He just jerked around, which is apparently what people with Tourette's do.
I'm baffled.
I
I'm baffled. They just get worse.
Cinema. Cinema.
Is there, like, an opposite of cinema?
Cine not Cinatama.
We can workshop it.
Absolute dog shit.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm at. With the hands, but instead the smiling guy, he's, like, frowning.
Dude, the fucking SELA after having to clock in and read another shitty creepypasta, and it's fucking the smiling friend scene. It goes, Alan, we are so fucked. Blah 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 blah. Okay, we're back. Okay, so I think we have time for about one more, right?
Yeah.
So we can do either Ben Drown, which is 47 minutes of reading time, or 1999, which is I've heard is genuinely good, which is 33 minutes. Or there is
I
another
say
one that I know that we could do. But let me double
what's
check.
what's the other one?
No End House.
Oh, I think I've heard of that one. Did that one I keep trying to, like, scroll, and instead I keep, like,
It doesn't have an
messing with
estimated
Video
reading
Studio.
time. Oh, that's because hold on. Original. Okay, it's 52 minutes of reading time, so this would be a long one. Maybe that's
What's it called?
no end house.
Yeah, they turned that one into a TV show.
Yeah. It's also like loosely based off House of Leaves, which is a book. Guys, I'm not a performative male. I know my book.
But do you know them performatively?
uh The Great Gatsby, more like The Great Gatsby. Is that proof? Is
I
that
don't know, feels pretty performative.
damn it. I'm down for 1999.
Yeah, I'm curious about this. I've never heard of this one, so
Okay. This dude, my TikTok live keeps getting community guideline strike because of the subject matter. I guess
I'm
creepypastas aren't enjoyed by TikTok.
I'm looking at the tags and I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. What's a good creepypasta without a pedophile being involved in some way?
dude, this is okay, not related at all, but I was driving home from work, right?"
Dude, I saw a pedophile and I ran him over.
No, I was driving home from work today, and there was this, like, big truck, and, like, it had 2 gigantic stickers on the window, and one was like, "Shoot your local pedophile," and then the other just had, like, a crane on it, and it was like I can't remember what it was, but it was something about, like, crane fan, and it was like they were right next to each other, and that was all they had, and I was like,
I'm imagining
"Are
that
the"
truck driver. Have you seen the Lola Bunny like meme where it's like, there's this guy on the side of the road. He looks just like you. I'm about to run him over. It's just that guy. He just, oh, that guy looks like a pedophile. Just immediately.
I just thought it was so funny because it was like, "Oh, okay, yeah," and then the crane took me out. I was like, "What
Would
is?"
you
Because
would
it
you
was
drink?
huge. It took up the
Oh, sorry.
entire window.
Oh my god! Like the entire
Yeah,
window.
like, they were very big stickers.
I think it would be really funny to have like a windshield sticker that is like it's like a windshield sticker that says like I'm watching you or something. So anytime anyone reads the sticker and you're in your car, you stare at them. So that they look at the sticker, they realize, and then they realize you're looking at them, just staring blankly. To sell the act, you could get out of your car and chase them on foot.
Oh, yeah.
That's my favorite activity is chasing random people. Sometimes I'll hold a
Dude,
knife.
I need you to look at the ad that's on my screen right now. I sent you a screenshot of it.
Alright, dude, Tinder is crazy, guys. Tim.
I've
Okay.
been staring at that for, like, 5 minutes.
Okay, are we
It
ready
keeps coming up.
for 1999?
1999, I remember that year. No, I don't.
Fucking old. No, I'm try uh,
Unreal, unreal. I wasn't even alive then. I wasn't even born.
I was birthed in the great year 2004, 3 years after I'm
I
not
was
gonna
born
say
in
3
the
years after what, it's 3 years after.
3 years after 3 years after
3 years after.
I'm doing the math in my head. It's all coming together.
What years? 3 years after, or what's 3 years before 2004?
It's I'm thinking I figured it out. I figured it out.
2001. What happened in 2001, Sella? What major event happened in 2001? I wonder.
Man, man, this one's really difficult.
Uh,
Who could figure this out?
it must have been the invention of the smartphone. Am I right or am I
Yeah, it
wrong?
must have been when did the iPod come out?
It was when the Walkman came out. No, that was the
Hold on,
90s.
hold on.
Hold on, just getting a phone call right now. I'm not gonna hold on.
There was an earthquake in India.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Vanilla Ice was in jail? Who is this?
That is the second most concerning thing that happened in 2001. The first being the earthquake. There's nothing else notable that happened in 2001.
That's that's not true. That's that's not true.
What do you mean?
There was so much that happened.
What happened in
There was so much that happened in
2001?
2001. The Daytona 500.
Doesn't that happen every year?
Yeah, it happened in 2001.
Okay. Is there anything else of note?
Yeah. Um, they had Academy Awards.
I can't believe in them.
Michael Phelps!
Like, he wasn't born in 2001, though.
No.
He he just appeared in something in 2001?
Oh, he was swimming.
Okay, so in 2001, Michael Phelps was swimming. That 3 years after that. Alright, are you ready for 1999?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So sorry, I got distracted by all the really important stuff that happened in 2001.
Yeah, we'll switch off every paragraph 'cause I don't think there's
Okay. Uh, do I start or do you start?
I can start this time.
Okay.
In a cellar somewhere, standing before the camera, a man in a tatty, moth eaten bear suit says hello to the small handful of watching children. This is a public access show viewed by only a small number of fans, a small number that includes you.
As a child, you love Mr. Bear. You don't care that he broadcasts from a cellar, that there's something remarkably dark about the way those polished button eyes stare into the camera lens. As a child, you don't see those things. When Mr. Bear suggests you write to him, you jump at the chance. When he writes back asking you to visit him, you jump at that chance too. As a child, there are some things you just don't see.
You don't see the man beneath the bear suit, or that bears have teeth and claws. As a child, there are some things you don't see, and of course, some things that you aren't supposed to.
Oh,
Goal?
where's the rest of
Scroll
Where
down.
is it?
Overview.
That's a summary of it.
Mm, hold on.
Oh, it's past it. Why'd they put a random summary in the middle?
I have no idea.
Is
Uh,
it
uh,
okay?
I can do. The year is 1999.
That sentence brings me back to my senior kindergarten class when I was 5 years old, where we used to read out the date on the blackboard every single day. The year 1999 exists as a stain in my mind, however, as a memory that will not go away no matter how I try to forget it. 1999 marked the year I lost my first tooth, my first time on a plane, and unfortunately the early loss of my childhood innocence.
2 years before the incident.
Michael Phelps.
The
Oh no.
Michael Phelps incident at the Daytona 500.
They shouldn't have let a swimmer into the Daytona 500.
He shouldn't have let Michael Phelps into Daytona 500. It was a
Look what you've
disaster.
done.
Everything bad in 2001 was because of Michael Phelps being in the Daytona 500. Okay, okay. That one memory that refuses to be wiped. It all started with that new or old TV at the time. At that time, Pokemon was the latest fad to hit the school. Pokemon cards, games, stickers, and the most popular, the TV show. So, of course, every time I came home from school, I would stay glued to the TV until Pokemon came on at 5. The only problem was that my dad watched the news at 5:30, and Pokemon episodes were back to back, which meant I had to miss an episode every day, something I whined on and on about. My dad got tired of hearing me complain every day, so that must be why he went and bought another TV.
My dad put the TV he bought in my room. Unfortunately, it was just an old small boob tube with rabbit ears even.
Boob tube.
Boob tube.
Yeah, man, there's a boob.
Man,
Boob is
Maybe one day I'll get to see some.
guys, uh, I I've never seen boobs before. And then just a shotgun like shoots him immediately. Is that what they call a boob tube? Is when you see boobs and you immediately get shot after? Boob tube, it's like
Public
YouTube.
execution.
It's YouTube, but for public executions only after they see boobs for the first time.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, you can go.
It also only had 20 channels available, not including the channel Pokemon was on. I recall I didn't care, though. I was just thrilled I had my own TV in my room. After surfing through the channels, I came to the conclusion that only Channel 2, TVO Kids, was worth watching, so I watched that for a while. Wasn't for another few months until I discovered Channel 21. One day in April, I was flipping through the channels, trying to see if Pokemon was on. I pressed channel 21 into the remote, hoping there were more channels, and to my delight, there was. My dad was surprised too, but he let me watch it because it seemed to have kids' programs on. The channel was called Caledon Local 21, and later I found out it was indeed broadcasted from the town of Caledon, Ontario,
Ontario. Onta You've
a town
you've
very close
heard
to
of
my city.
Ontario, Canada. You've uh,
I know Ontario. I just don't know if it's Ontario or Ontario.
apparently Stella hates Canadians.
I don't hate Canadians. I'm just stupid. Be nice to me.
That's like the same difference.
I just can't read.
True.
The
Lamau.
shows I saw in Caledon Local 21 looked poorly made, and I never understood what was going on in them half the time. However, as I grew up, every time I thought of that channel, I realized more and more how messed up the shows were, and I had to ask myself, what the fuck was I watching?
Uh, it's a little kid going, "So, what the fuck am I
Oh,
watching?"
my
No,
bad.
no.
What the fuck was I watching? That's what children sound like.
Yeah, that's what children. What the
Yeah.
fuck? Fuck, penis, dick, what the shit? Fuck,
Oh
fuck.
my gosh. Sick has been hotel reference.
1999, written by Vizzy Pop. Chef the Killer, written by Vizzy Pop. The following is a list of all the shows and episodes I remember seeing on Caledon Local 21. How I remember such detail even disturbs me, but I guess things like this stand out in your mind for a while. The channel only ran a few shows, probably because it was only operational between 4 p.m. and 9 p.m. April 1999.
Mr. Bear's Cellar, Episode 12. Very sketchy name if you were to look at it nowadays. The show featured a guy wearing a bear mascot costume who would get a new visitor into his cellar every day. It was always a kid. The show was filmed with a camcorder, and not a very good one either. The police asked me a lot of questions about this show. This episode started with Mr. Bear sitting at a table playing checkers by himself. He sat there playing for a bit until there was a knock on the door. The camera was then looking up the stairs at the door, where there was another knock. Mr. Bear climbed the stairs and opened the door to reveal two young children. One was a boy about my age, and the other was a girl who looked about 8.
Mr. Bear danced in delight and then started talking to the kids. I couldn't hear any of them that well. I remember Mr. Bear then led the kids into the cellar, which was quite dark, only lit by a small oil lamp on a side table. I can't remember that much more, except him singing a song which I couldn't hear too well either, probably because of the large bear mask. The episode ended with them playing hide and seek, with the kids hiding in a closet and Mr. Bear counting. May 1999.
Soup and Spoon. I don't think this was even a show. I think it was more of a special movie thing. All I know is I stopped watching Caledon Local 21 for a while because I thought this show was too stupid, especially since Pokemon now came on at 4:30 and 5. I don't remember much of this, but it showed a can of soup and a spoon attached to strings swinging back and forth as if someone was holding them and dangling them in front of the camera. Interesting, Interestingly enough, the show was shot in a basement, which looked just like the one used in Mr. Bear's cellar. Like I said, I can't remember much. The only thing I remember clearly was the end. I'm envisioning like on the top half of the screen, it's like the soup and the spoon, and on the bottom half of the screen, it's Subway Surfers.
I'm imagining like it's Mr. Bear doing, like, the TikTok reactions where it's just a guy in the corner who adds nothing to the video, but he's just reacting and making faces.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
him
yeah.
doing that, but with the bear mask on, so it's like it just looks like he's holding his head, and occasionally you'll hear like a "Mm, oh God, for real," through the muffled bear mask. The entire thing was only half an hour and included stuff I found stupid, such as a spoon chasing the soup around trying to eat him. The ending showed a table and about 7 kids sitting around it, each with a bowl of soup in front of them. They were sitting looking at the camera, but with confused, almost frightened faces. The cameraman then held a can of soup in front of the kids and said, "Spoons ready." And then it just stopped. July 1999.
It was summer, and I hadn't watched Channel 21 for a while, until one day when I slept over at my friend's house and I decided to check it out again. My friend had gotten a TV in his room for his 6th birthday, so we stayed up very late. For us, 9:30 was very late and watched TV. That's when I remembered Channel 21 and brought it up to my friend. We decided to see if it was on, and to our surprise, it was. They must have changed the broadcasting time.
Mr. Bear's Cellar, episode 23. This episode was entertaining for my friend and me. My friend and I, actually. Mainly because it had swearing. However, now when I think of the episode, I realize something was definitely wrong when it was filmed. The episode started with the camera on its side, and while it was facing Mr. Bear, who was walking up the stairs to the cellar door, the camera then blacked out for a second, before fading in, back upright, and facing Mr. Bear. There was also another kid talking to him, but this kid looked about 11 or 12.
He was talking to Mr. Bear for a while, but I couldn't hear well, again with the crappy camcorder, until the kid started raising his voice. The kid was saying how late it was and how it was late and his sister had to go home. You could also hear more voices in the background. I remember Mr. Bear clearly saying, "Get the fuck out, you're not invited," with the deep voice muffled by the bear mask. I remember my friend and I looking at each other and laughing at the mention of the forbidden F word, but the episode got weirder. The kid began climbing the stairs before turning around and saying how he was going to call the police. Mr. Bear began breaking into a run towards the kid, who started screaming and running as well. The camera then cut out, and that was the end of the episode. The channel then turned to static shortly after.
Before we continue, someone said, "Low key, I stole a little kid's bucket. I confess." You're a monster.
Sick and twisted, dude.
They stole a fucking little kid's bucket of candy. Coconut, thank you for the follow. What the fuck? I don't think there have been any trick or treaters so far here. No one's came a knocking.
I think there's been a few here, but
I'm 30, by the way. You are an evil 30-year-old, but I kind of respect it. All right, we can get.
imagine being 30 and not just being able to go buy your own bucket.
Well,
That's
sometimes
insane.
sometimes we can't let childhood obesity get to them, so we got to get to it first.
Yeah, but stealing the bucket too?
Well, how? What are you gonna have to put candy in when you steal from more children next year?
Have your own bucket.
I'm broke. Fair enough. I I'm actually invested so far. I know most of what happens in this one, but like the writing is genuinely like 10 times better than anything we've read today.
Which,
Not a high
like,
bar.
yeah, not a the bar is in the ground.
So far I I don't want to spoil anything. But what do you think Mr. Bear's up to?
I do feel like I might have read this one before, but it's been such a long time.
Yeah.
Um,
The story's called
based off the tags,
1999, chat.
I'm not thinking he's up to anything good.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I like the way it's written in that like you get like August 1999, like it's going month by month and
yeah, yeah.
you kind of get like a recount, I guess, of each event as they happen. I like
Yeah.
I also like how this one more than any of the other episodes. It like not this episode, but like the previous one, like something's clearly wrong, and I like how they're kind of talking about how we didn't really realize because we were children. Like it was just funny because they said the F word, not actually
Yeah.
realizing that there's something wrong. Very interesting. I
I like more like I feel like every single other one we've read has like a character and I feel like you read Jeff the Killer and like it's like okay, well that's not really supposed to be scary. I feel
like there's
like
no
because
genuine
everything's
horror element.
well, I feel like you're supposed to kind of like
Self-insert.
empathize with them a little bit. But in this one it's just like no, this is just bad.
I think a lot of those like Tiki Toby, Jeff the Killer, they're kind of meant to be like fan self inserts a little bit, but I think this one it just fucking rips the band-aid off. Like
Yeah.
you can see which direction it's going, and it's definitely not as bad as Baraska. I know that for a fact. Um, but yeah, I'll read this. I didn't want to watch Channel 21 after that. In August, I grew more curious to see what Mr. Bear's cellar for some reason. The last episode I saw of Mr. Bear was weird and had swearing, which also made me think the show was meant for teenagers. Nonetheless, I flipped on to Channel 21 when my dad was busy.
Mr. Bear's Cellar, episode 28. Apparently this episode had been playing the entire month of August. It was studied a lot by the police. The entire episode was just Mr. Bear sitting in a chair talking to the audience.
I can do Mr. Bear. Hello,
Cool.
kids. Do you want to visit my cellar? If you do, please write me a letter at this address.
The screen then switched to a white screen with multicolored letters reading the address, and that was what remained for the rest of the episode. This repeated for 5 hours every day until September came.
Uh,
That's like the crazy amount of audacity to commit a crime like that, and the police are like, we can't figure this out.
I can't crack the code. Where the fuck does
Where
he
is this
live?
guy? Where's the cellar?
Where's the cellar? And he's like standing outside in the bear suit waving at the police. And it's like, it's like, hey, they're right in here. They're right here. He's like got a knife to a kid's throat. And the police are like, we can't fucking find him. God, he's good. God damn. He's the best goddamn criminal this side of the Midwest has ever seen.
Like it's like they're like studying the tape, but every time they look away, the address flashes on, and then they're like, "Oh, what's that?" And they look back, and it's gone, and that
They
just goes on for a full month.
Yeah, and they have a guy on 24-hour watch, surveilling the home, and whenever like Mr. Bear happens to leave, he's sleeping.
It's like Looney Tunes nonsense.
They've got like fucking Paul Blart on their case. And guess what I actually did? I sent Mr. Bear, or that sick bastard who betrayed him, a letter. I did it out of curiosity mostly. My dad was okay with it because he thought it was a legit kid show. But then, again, he never saw any of what was on Channel 21. So I wrote a letter using my best writing possible. I thought I just said how I wanted to meet Mr. Bear, so my dad sent the letter to that address. Mr. Bear said on the show, stayed on all day anyways for some reason. It took about a week to get a response, which I was surprised I did. Still have the letter I received on August 15th, 1999. The letter read. Do you want me to read this in the Mr. Bear voice?
Sure. I just think, but like, I still have an ad, so it's like, "Dear Elliot," and then it's just like an advertisement for like a
Tim?
pharmacy.
Dear Elliot, you need prescriptions. Fast. Thank you guys for the follows on TikTok. Dear Elliot, have you ever have you ever considered dying, Elliot? Elliot, I'm going to kill you. Love, Mr. Bear. Have you ever considered killing your father like Dicky Toby? Wait,
Yeah.
Mr. Bear is the Giebler.
No, the
Oh,
Giebler would never. The
the
Giebler
Giebler
would
would never.
never.
It's another one of the Giebler's relatives that he doesn't like.
The Giebler's woke.
The Giebler, the Giebler is woke. Dear
Woke Giebler.
Elliot, thank you ever so much for your letter. I would love to have you in my cellar. We play games, watch movies, and go camping in the middle of the woods. Come to my house
Fire
at
camping?
the police cut out this address, Caledon, Ontario, Canada. I look very forward to having fun with you. Love, Mr. Bear.
I can't believe my dad never found this sketchy because he actually took me to the house. And then that's when the police became involved. Those endless questions, those pictures of terrified kids, the woods.
That brings me to why I'm writing this blog. That psycho and his friends did some fucked up shit back then. And now it seems like he's trying to get back in contact with me again. The entire police thing is coming back. That has brought 1999 back to me. Over a decade later, it's happening again. Update November 14th, 2009.
People have been emailing me asking exactly what happened in 1999. I will get to that. Those weird TV shows I was watching apparently were meant to attract kids to Mr. Bear's house. Well, Mr. Bear did shock the entire town.
My dad actually drove me to Caledon along with the address Mr. Bear left on the letter. The house was actually in the outskirts of the town, in the open farmland. I still remember that house. It looked like an older farmhouse that looked to have been built in the early 90s, 1900s, sorry. The windows were all boarded up, and the house looked in a state of disrepair. As we walked up to the house, I remember my dad checking the address over and over again and looking at the house in disbelief. Then the door opened.
I expected Mr. Bear to be at the door, but I was surprised to see a police officer emerge from the creaking doorway. The officer began talking to my dad while I quickly asked if that was Mr. Bear's house. The officer's face cringed slightly and he muttered, "Oh God," or something like that. He started talking quietly to my dad so I couldn't hear, although my dad told me to go to the car anyway. And then we just went home. My dad was quiet the whole way home. I felt something strange had happened.
My dad never told me what happened for a while. I forgot to ask about it anyway, too. Channel 21 no longer came on, and when I was asked about it, my dad would not acknowledge its existence. I think it was when I was 13 when I learned the truth. I remembered Channel 21 one day and asked my dad about it. I guess he finally decided I should hear the truth.
Caledon Local 21 was a local TV channel that ran from October 1997 to August 1999 in the Peel region of Ontario. The entire channel was made from a house in Caledon, the one I visited, and run by a man who was not really known by anyone in the town. The channel was only available to older TVs because the signal was one only picked up by rabbit ears, weaker frequencies. The man created all the shows on the channel, all of which were kids' shows. He was Mr. Bear and he was the mysterious cameraman. The real reason he created the channel was more disturbing than what was originally thought. As you might have already guessed, he kidnapped kids and held them in a cellar. But while most people thought he was a serial child molester, he really wanted to use kids for another purpose. The day I arrived, the man had fled his house the night before, the day before the police went in for their investigation. I wasn't the only one who was watching.
Update December 2nd, 2009. Sorry for not answering any questions for so long. I haven't accessed my email account for some time. Anyways, let me finally set things straight about what I know. Back in October, I visited the house that previously owned by the man that ran Caledon Local 21. Two women lived there, operating a daycare business. How ironic. Now to answer questions you guys have emailed me. Uh,
Question: who else watched Caledon Local 21? Answer: I know other people watched it for sure, including those kids who wound up at Mr. Bear's house. After some Google searches, I found a few people in the NeoSeeker forums who were discussing shows from Caledon Local 21. They talked about the two shows I watched, but also another two shows I had never seen before. A user named I Am Real Life seemed to know all the shows that were broadcasted on Channel 21. Here are the two I've never heard of.
The Fallen Angel in Life. Am I real? Am I real life described it as fairly boring show about a guy rambling on and on in front of a camera about how we must please Satan and appease him before it's too late.
Paint with the Soul, I Am Real Life, and another user called S- Sigi92 were discussing the show. They described it as Blair Witch like, as it consisted of the cameraman wandering around a forest at night doing nothing particularly interesting.
I'll go looking for the conversation, and if I can get the link, and see if I can get the link. Question: where is Mr. Bear, or the guy who wore the costume? Answer: if I did know, I would have said earlier. I have no idea where this guy is, or if he's dead or alive. Hopefully, dead. When I see my dad's friends next time, I'll ask him about this. Maybe I can get a more definite answer.
Question: what did Mr. Bear do to the children? Answer: this is by far the most common question I've been asked. I found out this October as well via my dad's friend who is a retired Caledon regional officer. Apparently, the man playing Mr. Bear took the kids out of the house and into the forest nearby. What he did there, police aren't exactly sure how it happened, but 16 charred bodies of children between the ages of 4 and 13 were found in a 15 by 15-foot ditch deep within the forest. My dad's friend did not want to go into exact details, but I'm seeing him next Thursday anyway, so maybe I can extort more information from him then.
That's all I have for now. Thanks for keeping an interest in my blog. I'll try to gather as much information as I can for my next post. I've actually been getting pretty interested in this myself. It should be right up. It should be my right to know what the hell happened. Update: January 14th, 2010.
I'm sorry I haven't posted anything for a while. I kind of lost interest in this blog since I hit a standstill while looking for more information about the identity of the owner of Caledon Local 21.
However, a few weeks ago, I struck gold. Found some answers, surprisingly, from the father of a kid I used to babysit. He lives just from my street. I used to look after his kids when they were younger. He currently doesn't have a job either. He used to live near the woods outside of Caledon and witness the owner's activities in the woods. His name is Anthony Polo.
When he lived in the small bungalow outside the woods, he would often venture in to smoke a joint of marijuana or two before returning to his work as a woods craftsman. Polo described that sometimes he would hear voices of children coming from deeper within the woods, as well as a glowing light off in the distance. Polo told me these events started in late 1997. Note, this is around the time Caledon Local 21 began airing. He apparently became annoyed by this happening every once in a while and actually went to investigate.
Polo then described what the whole scene looked like when he got there. There was a group of kids, he said about 13 to 17, and ages uh, 5 to 12 gathered around a large fire pit with a burning fire. With them was a single adult. Polo talked to the man. Nothing was unusual. Nothing, noting his unusual unkempt appearance of a crack addict, as well as a constant twitching, and asked what he was doing out in the forest with children. The man said that they were out on a camping trip, something they did frequently. Polo, not suspecting anything, Caledon has the lowest crime rates in Canada, simply left it and at that and told them to be quieter. Polo then paused for a while before telling me that they never became quieter. In fact, sometimes he heard loud chanting from the children in an unknown language. He didn't bother with meeting the man again, as he was moving anyway.
It's kind of insane to see someone and be like, this guy looks like he's on crack, but then be like, well, the crime rate isn't very high.
Yeah,
And just move on.
just be like, I mean, he does look like a crack addict, does have a lot of children with him, are chanting a lot. Nah, it'll be fine.
He said they're camping, but there's no tents or camping supplies.
It's the
They're probably just
initiation.
they're probably just roughing it.
Yeah, they're going old school. Uh, I told.
I told Polo
Oh, that
oh,
that's all you.
I told Polo that the man was probably the owner of Caledon Local 21, but he doubted it as he heard that the man was moving to Pickering by several other residents near that area.
Here's what I now know, or I know now. Meh. The man would take the kids into the woods regularly for camping. The fire pit Polo described, and maybe the bodies of the children were found in. The children Polo saw are probably the ones found dead. The man moved to a city called Pickering, a small city east of Toronto. I'll discuss this with my dad's friend, the ex cop, and see if this matches anything the police knew about the man. I also want to see if he has any other knowledge of what aired on Caledon Local 21. Update February 10th, 2010.
Good news, guys. I talked to my dad's friend and he disclosed a lot of information for me. First, I have to, First I asked if the police had any information on the man who ran Caledon Local 21. He replied that they have only had the same leads for years and never found a suspect. However, the Peel Regional Police do have some of the tapes found in the house Caledon Local 21 was broadcasted from. He took me over so I could watch a few. I guess that I haven't said much about him yet. My dad's friend's name is Mitchell Wilson, a pretty nice guy. He seems to understand my thirst for knowledge on what happened during the late 90s in that house. He feels that it was wrong that my dad went so long without telling me much.
He took me to the Davis Road Police Station. If you don't know, it's the largest station in Caledon and one of the largest within the Peel region itself. Each of the main stations around Peel have some of the tapes. I was able to watch all of the footage that Davis Road Station has. Unfortunately, I wasn't allowed to take any of the tapes home for obvious reasons.
Paint with the Soul, Episode 10, Garbage Thrown Away. Paint with the Soul was one of the shows that I Am Real Life and Sigi 92 discussed on Neoseeker. I told the police about this and they informed me that 12 episodes of the show were made and broadcasted between December 5th, 1997 and January 8th, 1998.
Exactly as I Am Real Life and Sigi 92 described, the episode opened with the cameraman wandering around the forest. It appeared to be during the evening as seeing the sun was setting. The cameraman walked along a path until he got to an area where there was a lot of garbage lying in the leaves.
The camera looked around at the various wrappers, bottles, bags, and boxes, making sure each item got a few seconds of screen time. The camera then focused on a single area before the man spoke. I recall he spoke in a very timid, quiet voice, and I swear I've heard it somewhere else before, like on another Caledon Local 21 show. I could barely hear what he was saying, but he mainly talked about how humans are garbage, or something that had to do with saving ourselves by cleaning up the garbage, us. It actually sounded really stupid, but still a feeling of dread came over me. I mean, that forest was possibly where those bodies were found, right?
Mr. Bear's Cellar, episode 25. When the police administrator brought this tape in, I actually said, "Oh shit," and chuckled a bit out loud. Of course, I got stares from the staff, but Wilson explained to them about my little experience with Mr. Bear and how I still kept the letter he sent me. Like the previous episodes, this one included a guy wearing a bear mascot costume.
The episode began with Mr. Bear waddling over to a cellar door with a bottle of orange juice in his paws. On the ground were 16 shot glasses as well as a small bottle that contained an unknown liquid. Mr. Bear poured an equal amount of orange juice into each glass before opening the smaller bottle and depositing one drop into the glasses. Mr. Bear then went off camera. There were some minor sounds such as shuffling, and then Mr. Bear emerged from behind the camera's location.
Following him were 16 children. Some of them looked as young as 4, while others looked like they were practically teenagers. As the children entered, the administrator commented that this is the only episode that showed all 16 victims.
The kids all looked rather content except for this one who had visible bruises on his face, and unlike the other kids, he had a more fearful expression. He also looked about 11-12, which caused me to recognize him. He was the kid who had asked about his sister and subsequently met an unknown fate at the end of episode 23, the one episode I watched during July 1999.
When I told the administrator this, he confirmed that it was the same kid. He was also featured in episode 24, an episode that only aired once at 3 p.m. in July 1999. The police have still not found the tape. Mr. Bear then broke into song, singing about citrus fruits and how good vitamin C was for you. I can barely hear the lyrics as they were muffled by the bear mask. The kids all drink their juice. The one from episode 23 doing it rather reluctantly, and the episode ended.
After viewing the tapes in possession of the Davis Road Police Station, I'm satisfied but only temporarily. I still want to know the full story. The police just keep giving me the same crap about the creator of Caledon Local 21 being a fetishist pedophile as well as an apparent cultist. I'll sign off for now, get into university first, and get information later. Hopefully, I'll get back to this blog as soon as possible.
Update May 8th, 2010. Last month, I finally got my G2 license in Ontario, Canada. This allows you to drive a car by yourself as well as with some passengers after 6 months. I, of course, took the advantage of this and drove into Caledon for a little Sunday drive. Since I haven't updated this blog in a while, I might as well visit the house where the infamous channel of my childhood was located. The house looked different than when I last saw it in October. There was the place was no longer used as a daycare and just sat there, abandoned. However, it did have a for sale sign showing that someone still owned it and was wanting to get rid of it.
The abandoned house drew fuzzy memories from my mind, mainly of that day my dad took me to visit Mr. Bear. A feeling of dread came upon me. What happened to the children while they were living in that house? I walked up the steps to the front door and peered through the window. Inside, I could see a nearly empty hallway with a few boxes at the end.
At the end of the hall to the right was an open doorway, presumably leading to the kitchen. To the left, two doors, both apparently leading to the rooms visible through the windows on the outside. I wondered where the cellar entrance was located and whether had been sealed up. I walked around to the back of the house and found my answer. Two wooden doors lying at an almost flat angle were padlocked shut. This had to lead to the cellar. Not wanting to hang around, you can not imagine what was going through my mind at the time. I departed.
Behind the house, the empty field continued on until it reached a dense forest that lined the horizon. I wondered if that was the forest where the bodies of the children were found. Thought to myself, fuck it, and proceeded to walk across the field behind the house into the forest. The forest was oddly quiet, save for a few periodic sounds of a woodpecker drilling into a distant tree. I cautiously made my way deeper into the woods, not really caring about the fact that I had no idea where I was going. I don't know how to explain it, but it felt like there was something I had to find. I came to a thinner part of the woods and a few small houses in the distance. Polo's house crossed my mind, and I wondered if one of these homes had belonged to him. I neared a small clearing in which I could see three adequately sized logs gathered around a black charred area, showing a small fire had been lit there recently.
Hey, get the fuck out of our fort! Those words nearly gave me a heart attack. I turned to my left and saw two dark clothed people running towards me. My initial thought was to run. However, as they came closer, I saw they were really just kids in their early teens, possibly 13 or 14, maybe even 12. As they approached me, I realized my size as well. I'm 6'1". While they could have been no bigger than 5'8", one of them might have been 5'7". Hey, we said get the fuck out.
The larger one, who was wearing a slipknot shirt, said half heartedly. I stood my ground and shrugged. The shorter one, who was wearing a Metallica shirt, swung out a butterfly knife and held it in my direction.
No, you wouldn't want to. I said in a deep, serious tone, trying to sound as badass as possible. Pulled out my cell phone.
The two kids withdrew, the one in the Metallica shirt putting away the knife.
Look, dude, we don't like people in our fort, so can you just go?
The one in the slipknot shirt said, obviously intimidated. I had no business in the forest anyway, so I uttered out a simple "fine" and turned before I realized I had a great opportunity.
Did either of you hear about the guy who murdered a bunch of kids in these woods about 13 years ago?
I
Oh,
asked
that
the
was.
kids. The two looked. Oh,
You could go. I was being dumb though.
sorry. The two looked at each other in confusion before the one wearing the Metallica shirt answered.
Yeah, everyone knows about that guy, he said to me as if I were stupid. The kid in the Slipknot shirt continued. He still lives around here in this storm drain. My big brother's friend says he saw him in the bear costume once, wandering around the forest at night.
My instincts told me this was probably a lie, and the owner of Caledon Local 21 is probably long gone, only existing as folklore in this smaller, isolated community. However, as a human, the thought of the mysterious unknown sparks interest within. And
Well,
where's the storm drain? I asked, just out of curiosity. I don't actually believe the kid's story. The kid in the Metallica shirt stared at me for a few moments, his eyes seemingly full of annoyance, yet curiosity for me.
you're not from around here, are you? How did you even come here?
Now, I do admit I was slightly startled by the nature of his question. However, I figured I might as well explain why I was there, just in case people mistook my intentions. I told the two kids about my experience with the man in Caledon Local 21, and I had come to maybe seek out some form of closure, although even I wasn't exactly sure.
The kids seemed familiar with the channel as they smiled and looked at each other when I mentioned it. They also became more understanding and gave me detailed description on how to get my way to the storm drain. Shortly after, I decided to just turn around the way I came and head back towards the house, leaving the kids at their fort. But now you're probably wondering why I left such a detail out about what the kids told me just now. It is because I'm choosing to conclude what I've gathered now. Here's what the
I'm
kids.
so locked in on this.
This is really fucking good. This is. It's like slowly building up in like such an interesting way. I'm like, I'm like, I don't remember everything that happens, and I'm like, I feel like we have all the pieces right now, and they need to be connected.
Yeah.
Here's what the kids told me in detail. Storm drain lies ahead of the kids' fort, same direction I was heading. The drain ends at a small river where the access water is drained out. Near here is a small playground. Kids told me people would rarely use it. The man supposedly lives in the large pipe that rainwater drains out of. People have seen him, although always, goddamn, always either wearing a bear costume or the mask and a full body bear costume. What? Oh, wearing a bear mask or the mask and the full body bear costume. Note, I do not believe this is true and simply a myth made by the residents of Caledon. The story does not seem plausible in any way. Why did no one call the police? Didn't this guy look suspicious? And any other questions like these leaves the story invalid. I may visit the storm drain, not because I believe the story, but because I want an excuse to visit Caledon again. If this blog doesn't die, with no more tapes to watch, I don't know what to talk about anymore.
Thanks for continuing to support me and my blog. I know many are looking forward to more information about what happened in Caledon during the year 1999, and I'll do my best to continue my research onto the topic. Elliot out.
Update October 7th, 2010. Wow, nearly 5 months since I last updated. Guessing everyone pretty much thinks I'm dead, right? Thankfully, I'm not. But in all my seriousness, I have been really busy these past few months, and a blog about something that could have killed me as a kid, little low on my current priority list. As of now, I'm living in Waterloo, Ontario, attending University of Waterloo for computer engineering. I don't know what that means. As you can imagine, engineering is no walk in the park. So I nearly forgot about this blog because you can see now I'm back.
I remembered to visit the storm drain the kids from the Caledon Forest told me about. It was out in a clearing between the wooded areas, nearby a marsh. Unfortunately, I found absolutely nothing, save for a turtle that retreated into its built in home when it saw me. I snapped some pics of the pipe, which I posted as well. Also, let me tell you, it was not a storm drain pipe like they said it was.
What I saw was a simple pipe, possibly to channel the excess water from the marsh. When I returned from Caledon, however, I simply kept putting off uploading everything until I forgot all about my blog. It just didn't seem important anymore. It wasn't only until It wasn't until only recently that I am now interested in my case again. On September 10th, I received an email from the email address returnthebee@hotmail.com. Funny. Or, sorry, you can do this.
Oh, funny, am I right? Well, it gets better. I'm going to copy and paste the exact email this guy sent me.
Dear Elliot, my dear boy, you see this story may or may not be true, but it could happen. There are many slots for airtime. If you have the money, you can access a public. You can have a access public access TV channel. Some public access channels share airtime, like EWTN, a religious channel based out of Michigan, that shows Catholic-based programming. But during off air hours, have independent shows or just a blue screen. Cable networks have empty channels available for rent space. So the scenario of a pedophile renting a channel on basic TV is not far-fetched at all. However, the public access TV is widely reviewed and can be terminated at any time. These are the rules for the United States, not Canada, where this story takes place. So if this happened, uh, in the US, the pedophile would be tracked down and arrested immediately. Yes, the story could happen, but it is unlucky. 100 fuzzy hugs, Mr. Bear.
Now, obviously, this letter is fake and sounds almost corrupted, but still, I'd like to thank whoever sent it. Though, they could use some English lessons. Just reading this letter creeped me out, but because of it, I'm now full of this new interest to continue my blog. I guess it's just funny trying to pursue the mysteries I've always questioned. Now, my roommate knows about all this. He thought the letter was real and actually seemed more scared of it than I was for a second, but then I shrugged it off, so he did too. I mean, what are the chances of this being real? How would Mr. Bear know all about this public access TV and about when I went to Caledon on those occasions? More or less know my email or me. More or less know my email or me
Still be
still
interested. Huh.
still be interested in his seller.
I'm going to send a reply to return the B. Wow, just looking at the email address. You can tell someone really wanted to freak me out. It didn't really work though. Although, to whomever you are, thank you for sparking my interest back into the full matter. Maybe I can find out more about what happened to Mr. Bear. Hopefully, because although I don't buy that email, a part of me still feels anxious. Thank you for the Thank you to all of those who are still following me and become avid fans. You are also why I'm choosing to continue. Thank you. Update November 7th, 2010.
Well, I can't believe this blog hasn't been deleted yet. I haven't posted anything for so long. I have my reasons, and I'd rather not discuss them just yet. It's been a rather traumatic year for me. Some of you were right. I shouldn't have gone back to trying to relive the mysteries of my childhood, but I couldn't resist. It's been over a year since my last post, and a lot has happened. Let's recap where I'm at right now with regards to the whole Mr. Bear incident.
Return the B is no longer in use. I tried replying to the email and I got no reply. I tried again a while back, still no response. I've actually moved to Ottawa, capital of Canada, for those who don't know, for university, so I haven't been back to Caledon or back home in Peel region for a while. I had my reasons for leaving, as you could guess why. Do you want to do some of these or?
Oh, sure. I've had to make a new email account because people keep prank mailing me pretending to be Mr. Bear. Thanks a lot, guys. Not. Why have I ventured back to this blog? Mitchell Wilson, remember my dad's ex-cop friend? Gave me a phone call on October 23rd about a tape that was found in a branch of the Brampton Public Library. Brampton is my hometown, in case you haven't picked up on that. He claims he's not allowed to discuss the contents of the tape with me, as it is still in evidence, but he asked me to come check it out when I return home. The tape got the gears grinding again, because we all know what was on the last tapes I saw. Can only imagine what can be on it. I'm guessing it must have something to do with Caledon Local 21.
I guess I just wanted to say that I'm continuing this blog and thank you for everyone who still follows it. I don't know what my next entry will be, but when I see the tape, I'll write what I find. I don't know what to expect, but the idea of seeing another tape has got me interested in this whole mystery all over again. Elliot. Update January 24th, 2011.
It's been a long year for me. University has been giving me the usual sleepless nights, especially since I transferred to Ottawa, which is the place to party. Sarcasm. But now I'm back home with my dad in Brampton, the town I grew up in. I got home on the 18th of December and I've been visiting with friends and family. Or at least that's what I would rather have done. Now that the festive holidays cheer that I usually have at this time of month now that the now that festive holiday cheer that I usually have at this time of month is absent.
To answer the hundreds of emails and comments I got, yes, I did see the tapes that my dad friend Mitchell Wilson, promised to show me. These tapes, these tapes, however, act as a curse. I wanted to know more, yet I wanted to forget everything. I couldn't help it. I needed to see those tapes, not only for myself, but for all of you guys who are just as intrigued as I am by that ominous man in a bear suit from my past. However, after viewing these tapes, I feel that pit of dread deep inside me once again. That feeling where I know that all of those kids in those videos are dead, that I could have been one of those kids, and that humanity is a dark, dark place. If you haven't skipped this paragraph for the juicer details below, thank you for listening to my rambling.
On January 1st, I called Mitchell Wilson and asked if there was a time where I could come by and view the tapes. Things are pretty slow at the station because of a snowstorm, so he said I could come down any time that day. The tapes are located at a branch not too far from me, so I braved the slushy roads and terrible Brampton drivers and made my way to the Peel Region Police Station located at Bramalia City Center.
I met Wilson at the front desk, where he led me up to the second floor into a small office. He instructed me to have a seat and waited while he went and got the tape. Before leaving the office, he turned to me and said, I know you're curious, but are you sure you want to do this?
Of course I did, or at least thought so. Besides, Wilson Friend had pulled a lot of strings for me to get in there, and I didn't want to waste the opportunity. This particular station had 2 tapes on hand. I was only able to watch a few minutes of footage, however, because the second tape was apparently too damaged to be played on a VCR.
Mr. Bear's Cellar, Episode 30. Mr. Bear never ceases to disturb me, especially after what almost happened when I was younger. This episode took place outside of the forest at dusk, making it slightly hard to see, especially considering the quality of the film, a trademark of anything from Caledon Local 21. The episode started with the camera being held in the paws of Mr. Bear, aiming it at himself.
That bear mask, it looked more sinister than the shadows of the trees. The unmistakable muffled voice spoke up.
Uh, uh, Hello, children. Today we will be doing a wonderful thing for my friends. I will be delivering them to a faraway land where they will surely be happy.
Mr. Bear turned the camera around to show an ATV with an attached trailer, but what stood out the most was that the trailer contained 7 motionless children lying side by side.
Oh, this here is the first load, but more will be on their way soon.
Mr. Bear turned around and pointed the camera at a large burlap tarp spread on the ground.
Uh, fuck. Oh God. Okay. Okay. Lock in. Lock in. Lock in.
Lock in?
We're getting to the end. We're in the end. He picked up the tarp, revealing a large hole that must have been 12 feet deep and maybe about 15 feet wide. The rest of the episode consisted of Mr. Bear taking each kid and dropping them into the hole. I asked Wilson if they were dead, to which he shook his head and replied, Not yet. Soon all the kids were in the pit. Some were in awkward positions due to being tossed in. They remained unconscious. The vitamin C will surely help these children on their great journey that awaits them, Mr. Bear mentioned as he panned the camera towards the multiple bottles of gasoline beside a bush. The camera zoomed in on the bottles, and Mr. Bear hummed before the episode ended.
Wilson revealed to me that these were 7 of the 16 victims found burnt to a crisp. The gasoline is what the man playing Mr. Bear used to light them on fire. A pit full of burning children. Who the fuck would do that? A feeling of dread found me once again when I realized that I could have been one of those kids.
Wilson then explained to me that he had previously lied. The other tapes confiscated by the Bramella police branch did indeed work and contained the filming of the actual burning. However, he felt that I wouldn't be able to handle the disturbing and graphic nature of the episode. You know what? Maybe I can't. I don't even want to see it. I'm satisfied now. I just need some time to get myself together. The thing is, The man who ran Caledon Local 21 is still out there. More to come soon. Elliot. Oh, shit. Once upon a time, there was a little boy named Elliot. Elliot was a clever boy who loved playing with his friends. One day, he watched a lovely television show about a bear and his children friends. The children loved helping each other as good children should, but they also loved the bear. The bear loved the children, since the children were so good at helping him and the fallen angel. The children and the bear wanted to play together forever, with the help of their angel friend. But the fallen angel needed even more help. The children had to give the ultimate sacrifice, because that's what friends do, Elliot. They help each other. Help us, Elliot. Burn with us, Elliot. I want you, Elliot. He wants you, Elliot. Come back to my cellar. Pretty please with sugar and icing on top, Mr.
Update April 5th, 2011. I wanted to update more, I truly did. However, certain circumstances had turned me off the whole Caledon Local 21 thing. I've since then had hundreds of emails about my blog and was even in contact with a magazine about my story. But now it's the time to come clean to everyone. Where have I been for an entire year? The story of Pandora's box is true, and I opened it. I opened it when I watched the second tape in the possession of the Bramelia Police Branch. The other subject I'd like to address is the number of joke/fake emails I've been getting from people claiming to be Mr. Bear. Let's start with the second tape, as that's what traumatized me into stopping my search temporarily.
Hold on. Do you mind reading the next one for me?
Mhm. After a few weeks of playing silent, I decided to ask Mitchell Wilson if I could view that infamous second tape that he had talked about. I don't know why, I just felt that viewing the tape would give me some closure. Wilson was obviously reluctant to show me, but I was persistent. He gave me an offer. If I was still interested by the time I turned 20, he would just show me the tape. Not being able to do much else, I just played the waiting game. By the time my 20th birthday rolled around, I was definitely still interested in viewing the tape. I gave Wilson a call, during which he admitted that he had hoped that I would forget about asking him again, but I was not taking no for an answer. You really don't need to see it, he kept telling me, but I did need to see it. I had to at this point. Sure enough, he invited me to the Bramelia branch one Monday afternoon. Having watched every Saw film and a video of animal slaughterhouses in my ethics class, I was sure I would be able to handle whatever the tape could throw at me. How naive I was.
Mr. Bear's Cellar, Episode 31. When Wilson went to collect the tapes from evidence, the officer in charge of the evidence room shook his head at me, his face saying, "What are you doing?" Wilson explained that this tape includes the last known episode of Mr. Bear's Cellar. I rightfully assumed that I would be seeing the fate of the children and began to feel a sense of dread. The episode
The
opened.
episode.
I'll do
Oh,
this one just because you read two.
okay. Okay.
The episode opened inside of a forest, the usual one from previous episodes. The fact it took me a while to realize because it was night, the trees and leaves just looked like shapes dancing around the darkness. A faint glow of light was present on the right side of the screen. There wasn't any apparent audio. It appeared to be a windy night, yet the trees weren't making any noise. Slowly, the camera began to pan towards the glow, revealing smoke rising from a hole, with tips of flames peeking over the top. Wilson paused at this point. "Are you sure you want to see this?" he asked me. I insisted on it. Even though a voice in my head was telling me not to, the video continued. The cameraman moved towards the hole, showing a pit on fire. This was the hole that I had seen in the previous episode, only this time it was filled with shapes. I could see shapes moving around, fluttering, flailing, and some motionless. I knew perfectly well what they were. The camera began to adjust to the light and burning flesh. Red, black, a blur of surreal movements and colors. I wish I could forget what I saw. But you can't forget a scene like this. This was not a horror movie. This was reality. Human beings were being killed in a horrifying way, a fate that I possibly could have met.
The video suddenly cut to dawn, the camera now positioned farther away from the hole. The fire was out. However, there was still smoke rising up. A figure was up ahead. I recognized it right away. The Mr. Bear suit was laid out on the ground. Empty, it looked just as unnerving. The suit was laid out in the shape of a cross. The cameraman did a lap around the suit, treating it like a treasured artifact. Placed at the head of the suit was a sign. In bold red letters, INRI was printed. The cameraman moved back to the end of the suit, zooming into the bear's face. The episode finally ended.
I was speechless. It was like a dream. You can find a lot of terrible things on the internet, but I've never seen anything like this. Wilson asked if I was okay, and I replied with a shaky yes. I assured him that as we left, I was fine and that the video gave me some closure over the whole incident. He didn't seem too confident in me, but he left it at that. He was right, though. I had nightmares for weeks. I gave up. I didn't care about the whole thing anymore. A sick man burned a bunch of kids alive, attracting them with a fake kids' TV channel. I could have been one of his victims. Yet I'm still here. Suppose I should be grateful, but I feel guilty. I am still here only by pure luck. 10 months later, I'm back. But now, I need to address something else.
My email has been flooded with messages. Some people asking for more detail, some ask if I can upload the tapes, and some people email me claiming to be Mr. Bear. First, I cannot get the tapes uploaded as they're A, in police possession as evidence, and B, I have no idea how to transfer VHS onto a computer. As for people pretending to be Mr. Bear, you're not fooling me. When you have dozens of people pretending to be the same person, it doesn't work. I've even seen a fake Caledon Local 21 YouTube channel, which is cute, but still not real. Even more annoying is the fact that someone hacked my account just to put up some demented poem about me on this blog. I'll leave it in the entry above this one just to show you guys. I've contacted my webmaster about the entry and was told that it was posted on Halloween. Ooh, spooky. Attached to the email, paintwithb@aol.com, which I assume is another joke email.
I'm over episode 31 now. The images of what I saw will stick with me for a while, but I want to do one last hurrah. We'll get in contact with Mitchell Wilson again and hopefully get set up with the tapes in the possession of the other Peel police branches. I'll try and update you guys soon, as soon as I can. Thank you to everyone who still reads. And I
Is
think
that the
that's
end of
it.
it?
Yeah.
That's insane.
That was a really fucking good creepypasta.
Yeah, wow.
It it did everything right. It was well written. It was fucking creepy. It didn't reveal too much, which is something that can always happen in a story like this, but it kept it just ambiguous enough. Um like I like that there's still some unanswered questions about like if he's real, if he's still out there. Like I think that's oh god, that's so fucking good. God damn.
I'm just like, I was worried as soon as it was like, oh, it's like a cult thing. I feel like so often with those, they're like, ooh, and it was the devil, and oh, the devil is scary. And it's like, okay,
Yeah.
well, but this one, this one didn't do that. So I'm really glad about that.
I like how it like they brought it up, but they didn't go like supernatural with it. They just like you can interpret it as like there's something supernatural happening, or you can also equally as much interpret it as just a sick, fucked up person,
Yeah, yeah,
which I think is really, really fucking cool.
yeah.
That was really good. I think that was definitely top 10 creepy pastas I've read recently. I mean, it's not a
I
large
wish,
bar.
yeah, I wish I could remember more that I've read in the past,
Yeah.
but like, because it's been so long since I've actually read creepypastas, like, any of the ones that used to scare me, you kind of go back and it's like, "Oh,
Yeah. But I think honestly that that kind of shows this kind of story shows what is possible with the creepypasta medium, and, like, the fun shit you can do with it. I think it's a really, really fun medium to write in, and I just think that particularly, this story, it is really good about, like, it draws you in, it introduces you to a mystery, it doesn't tell you too much, it doesn't fall into a trope, it, like it just gives you a play-by-play of these mysterious events that happen to our author, and you feel like you go through this journey with the author, and it's like, you want more answers, you want more answers, you want more answers, but I think, like, the point is that no answer is ever satisfying enough for a story like this, right?
yeah."
Like, it was just a sick person. Like, my interpretation is that there wasn't, like, any devil shit, it was just a sick, fucked up guy who killed a bunch of
Yeah.
kids. But, yeah, damn, it was that was good. That was really good. I don't know how you feel about it, Stella. I think the writing was really, really solid.
I think I wanted a little bit more from, like, the main character,
That's fair.
because it's like, I feel like when you're in a situation like that where it's like, you could have actually died. Like, you
Mhm.
fully could have died, and, like, your father was going to drop you off at a place where you would have been murdered brutally. And I feel like that's something that sticks with you a little bit more, but other than that, I'm like, that was really good.
I feel like well, that's, like, the kind of the catalyst for why he does everything that he does. Like, that's why he keeps with the mystery for so long. I think
Yeah.
my biggest complaint is that I wish the main character felt more connected to the events as a whole.
Yeah.
Like, because it is just kind of, "Oh, this almost happened to me," but, like, it could have almost happened to a lot of other kids, right?
Mhm.
So I feel like if it was a little more personal, that makes a little you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I also do like the addition of, like, the fake emails because, like, you kinda get this sense of, like, is it actually him? Is it not him? I think those are up to interpretation too, but
Yeah.
I think my theory is that INRI, this one, was actually Mr. B because this addendum is put in before we hear mention of the INRI, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
But I think, I really like that story though. I think, it did a pretty good job. I have no notes. It's definitely probably one of the better ones we've read on this segment.
I think it's the only good one we've read.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, that's a lie. This one's second. You can't top Edeled.
Me Cancer
This
definitely gets big points. Jade, thank you for the follow. But
like,
yeah,
it's one thing to burn a bunch of children alive, but, like, have you thought about your Mies having cancer?
that's true. That's so true. But Okay, chat. I think we're gonna call it there because I'm getting a little tired. I'm a big
I'm
geeky nerd.
sleepy.
Yeah, you came home from work to do this, but it was a fun stream chat. You guys should check out SELA Spectrometer. Do you have anything to say? Plug what you want.
Um,
You got
no.
this. No, twitch.tv
Oh,
slash SELA.
I can think of something. Um,
No funny taglines.
if you meet Slender Man,
He is the
um,
Giebler.
don't don't let the Giebler don't
Don't let the Giebler hotbox
don't
your car.
get Giebled.
Don't get Giebled. That's the message of today's stream, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get Giebled.
Don't get Giebled.
All right.
Or do is I don't know where we're at on that.
don't don't get Giebled or maybe get Giebled. I hope you all
If
have a
you do get
wonderful.
Giebled, be prepared to power scale.
True. Be prepared to power scale your Giebling. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night. Peace out, Cub Scouts, and I will Giebel you guys next stream. Bye bye.